Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So I got so the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty who's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? Well, I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so tough. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart. With your beauty I must say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
So the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. If you touch as a breezy night, all I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. Beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over the Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look. Beautiful. I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace up with presents and gifts. Call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Aston Kutcher, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing
it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Another show. Have a fantastic show. We have a big show today. Shout out to you. Welcome back. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. What we do here, we talk about life and relationships. We extract relationship and life lessons from trendy topics. And we attack this from our self-power, social, seduction, art of seduction, attraction, and emotional intelligence standpoint. If you haven't downloaded the books yet, you can download the books for free at manofprestige.com. They are available for free at manofprestige.com. I do offer coaching. We offer coaching for relationship and marriage here. So if you're interested, we don't offer therapy and counseling, obviously, but not therapy, okay? Nothing clinical. If you know that you don't know what you're doing and you need help, that's what we offer. We offer you coaching, but you can take a free consultation to see if it's a fit for you by going through the same link, or you can send me a message to see at ask@manofprestige.com. All right. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday. Like I said, we have a big show today. You can join us also in the backstage at whatsapp.manofprestige.com, or you can simply send a WhatsApp message to this phone number. We'll get you taken care of. And shout out to my sponsors. Shout out to all the sponsors and the supporters yesterday. Shout out to Nato and Gracious Greatness yesterday. My sponsors are, let's see here, Adesua, Natu, of course, More Fresh, Film Girl, Open Floor by Tima, Grace Corner, D Love 3000, Yes TV. We already hit our goal this month. We're looking for more. Feel free to sponsor the show for as low as 99 cents. All right, we do have a fantastic show lined up for you today. I'm not going to waste much time. Without any further ado, check out our first segment of the day.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, the first people we're bringing onto the stage, again, we extract life and relationship lessons from trendy topics. It's none other than young Jeezy or Jeezy and estranged wife Jeannie. Is getting nastier and nastier and nastier. The story. He filed for divorce not too long ago. I guess he was trying to beat her to the punch. But you know, when people file for divorce, it's easy to point out who filed for divorce first. We do know that women 70% of the time initiate the most, 70% of the divorces, at least here in America, but it doesn't really matter. Bottom line is that relationship is already broken. I guess it matters as much as you can use it as a talking point to say women are destroying families, but that's a lie. Obviously, there's a lot that has happened before people get to the point of divorce. So that's a lame talk at best. All right. But yes, Jeezy vehemently denies Jeannie abuse claims, provides photos and text messages. This is shout out to the Jasmine brand. All right, let me see who is here. Not too how far are you there? Jeezy filed for divorce. But anyway, let me just read this caption real quick. Also, let me make sure, because I want you guys to Make sure you go have a fantastic weekend. I don't want to draw this out for too long. All right, so this caption says the Jasmine brand exclusive reports new details surrounding the latest allegations between Jeannie and her estranged husband Jeezy. Today, April 25, that's yesterday, I guess, Jeannie submitted court documents claiming that Jeezy had physically abused her. She specifically alleges that there was an incident in which Jeezy pushed her down the stairs. In the court documents, the TV host provides photos of her alleged injuries. This is too bad. Anyway, however, Jeezy vehemently denies this abuse allegations. The rapper and author says that's cap. He's saying that's cap. All right, let's keep going. He denies, says the specific incident that she is referring to is a complete lie. Court documents state that the injuries that Jeannie references are actually from a golf court accident. Below are photos and text that illustrate how the injury happened and the time frame in which it occurred. Jeezy also provided photos of the injuries that he allegedly suffered from the golf cart accident. So he's basically saying it's a complete blatant lie.
Stop the cap.
How many times have you told your partner you're a liar, you lied? Or how many times have your partner told you you're a liar, you lied? Well, some are blatant lies. Some are just a matter of different experiences, right? For the most part, I think when people say you're a liar, it's just a matter of different experiences, and people like who's going to lead with listening, active listening. But sometimes it's just a blatant lie, in which case, well, sorry, you were married, you at least married to a person that will blatantly lie just to destroy you because they're trying to have their way. That happens too, but that's not majority of the cases. That's the loudest cases. Okay, that doesn't mean it's majority of the cases. Below are photos and text that illustrate how the injury happened and the time frame in which it occurred. Jeezy also provided photos of the injuries. Okay, the text message indicates a date in June, months after the alleged incident. Some people are calling cap on Jeezy and say, well, there's discrepancies. All right, somebody said glad he kept the receipts. Rico Love. All right, so when people are starting to keep receipts, it's already very bad. I'm not saying you shouldn't keep receipts. I'm just saying you should know that it's already very bad and your life is probably in danger by that time. Please hit the like button as you're coming in. Thank you so much. Hit the like button. All right, shout out to Marriott. I see you. How far? Anyway, so let's see, these are some pictures. I guess let me make it bigger so you guys can see that. Some burn. Okay, now she's claiming this is a picture she put inside of court documents according to the Jasmine brand. You can see this says, babe, be done getting my hair cut in 45 to 50 minutes. Can Monaco stay up so I can tell her good night? And then she answers, yes, Papa, I will miss you. Okay, let's keep going. There's some receipts. Hi, baby. Wait, let's see. Okay, so the green is Jeezy allegedly sending text back to the house, right? And then white is Jeannie, right? Okay, hi, baby, we landed. No, he goes, babe. He said, hi, baby, we landed. Okay, and there's some photos of in a golf cart, I think, and some I don't know what that is. But anyway, that's a golf cart right there. Okay, some accident involving golf carts. Let's see. Okay, so now again, Jeannie is in white, right? Baby. Well, I would expect it's a woman that would say baby. Well, not necessarily, depends, right? But anyway, I have a lot of dresses to wear this week. Okay, so she's definitely the one saying dresses. I hope so. And Jesus said, "I'm so sorry, babe. Haven't forgiven myself for putting you in danger. This is him talking to his wife. I've been uneasy and sad about it. It was not intentional. Now, she says it was not intentional. It was an accident. But we do need to be more careful, especially when we're drinking, babe. I don't think you know your strength when you drink. Anyway, some pictures, some photos. It looks swollen. And how open was your foot? Now, this is an iMessage. It looks like it might have needed stitches, but it is healing. Stop using the peroxide. Get these 2 products. It's got to be hard as telling him to do that, right? Because he was wounded too. Have you had any other issues since, like headaches, loss of memory, or seizure? Loss of memory? Jesus Christ. That's definitely his foot from the accident. That looks terrible. Anyway, let me take that off the screen before they start flagging us for skin open. Y'all stay out of black men and their exotic white women preferences business. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's that. I'm just reading some of the stuff online so far. I'll tell you what I feel about this in a second. This is the Shade Room reporting this. Okay. The Shade Room is reporting it as well. Let's see. Hit that like button. Let me put that on the screen so you guys, as you guys coming, help me. Okay, more information surrounding the divorce between Jeannie and the Shade Room uncover a history of domestic violence. Okay, so the court documents obtained by the Shade Room uncover a history of domestic violence and child neglect allegedly at the hands of Jeezy. There were claims of 3 to 4 incidents of physical abuse against Jeannie, which included, I'm reporting, okay? But this is what happens when you end up in those court system. Remember, he tried to like, no, we're just going to go, he tried to kind of manipulate the situation into no contest. We have a prenup. Let's just call it a day and keep it moving. And probably enough people were like, yeah, it's okay for people to go their separate ways amicably. And I keep telling you, if you don't know what you're doing, you end up in those divorce courts. You will drag yourselves. It's just the way, because somebody's going to feel like they were cheated. There's always someone, right? It could be the man, it could be the woman, and they will drag it. And by the time you tell 1 or 2 stories to the lawyer will help you drag it, because the longer it is, the more money they get to make. Okay? So the best thing is to not end up in divorce court. If you do end up in divorce court, you need to be well prepared. All right. Part of the things that I do coach people through is how to conduct yourself in divorce courts. Okay, and I've done that successfully a couple of times. Because if you go there with your emotional, yes, you will basically self-sabotage. Not because it's your fault. It's just natural human behavior. If you feel cheated, if you feel like something is not fair, right? And I've had lawyers refer people to me, say, go and see this guy before you come to the court, because the way you are behaving, you're going to mess all of this up for us. Okay, so that's another angle you guys may not be privy to. Let's keep going. It's not about who is right or wrong. It's about what's believable. It's about how much evidence you have. You could just explain, because no evidence. Anyway, let's keep going. These incidents of assault were shared at the time with the couple's therapist. Okay, wait. Jeannie, which included one incident at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in San Francisco, California on April 14, 2022. These incidents of assault were shared at the time with the couple's therapist, pastor, and a close friend. Details allege Jeezy choked Jeannie from behind as she was ascending the stairs, and he pushed her down the steps. Okay, this is according to allegedly Jeannie. Okay, the incident caught the attention of the hotel security guard stationed in the lobby. Records show the rapper. Hold on 1 second. Okay, all right. Records show the rapper proceeded to verbally assault Jeannie, calling her a funky bitch. Jesus Christ. Oh no, a funking. I didn't want to pronounce the other word. Now let's just say a fucking bitch. That's what they said. And repeating, I can do so much better than you. Security intervened and provided Jeannie protection after she repeatedly stated she felt unsafe. You felt unsafe. She liked dark meat on the side. Don't forget about that. She's made it the main course. Is that course or course? Course. Other incidents detail verbal and physical abuse at the UNCF 39th annual Atlanta Mayor's masked ball, and in Miami while the couple talked in a parked car on January 18, 2022, just weeks after Jeannie had given birth. Detailed summary of events are available on our website. I'm not going to get into that. I think we have just a picture. Lord. You see how it was painted like it was all... It's never that. It's never that. If a person is leaving the marriage, there's a reason. Some things have happened. Okay? Somebody has collected shege. Yep. Mario says she wanted a bad boy and chose gang. Congratulations. Hey, this is the reality. This is what's going on. Concerns of 2-year-old Monaco's safety are discussed in one of the motions. The minor child was vacated from the Atlanta, Georgia residence in October 2023 after the child found the father's Louis Vuitton bag on the dining room floor carrying an AK-47. Days later, the same gun was found again lying on the floor of a bedroom that the minor child could easily access. Not good. Not good. All right, this is not looking good. I've seen some reports online saying this is cap, blah, 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 but these reports are not looking good. It's about what it looks like. That's the reality, gentlemen. That's the reality. Is that fair? Listen, welcome to the real world. There's only so much information we can make. That's why you have to make sure that you present accordingly. You don't run your mouth anyhow online because you just want to tell the truth. That's why we tell you social intelligence matters. Optics matter. Okay? Keep telling you, this is not about right and wrong. This is about what it looks like in the grand scheme of things. I hope you're paying attention. Okay, we don't know what happened there. We don't know. We just know what it looks like right now, and this is not looking good. Not looking good at all. How love turns to hate in a split second beats me. Yep, that's what happens when you don't know what you're doing. Okay, that includes you, that you're attracting that situation. It's not enough that you say, well, I wasn't the one perpetrating violence, bros. It's either you perpetuated or you attracted it, and those are the things that matter in the grand scheme of things. If you're looking for people to help you hold the person who is violent accountable, there are other platforms for that. All I can tell you is that person is wrong. But if you want me to drill it and drill it and drill it and drill it when you still don't believe yourself anyway, this is not the platform. What I can tell you is that don't put yourself in certain situations. Check yourself. Why do you keep attracting such certain situations? Why do you keep attracting certain situations? So this person said, you can see that here on Shade Room, a lot of people already believe in Jeannie. She got him saved as cheesy. Jesus Christ. Jeezy is cooked, baked, fried. Baby is done. Not looking good. He tried to escape as soon as he can, but it's too late. He's gonna have to be dragged through this water. Full blown on everything. Oh, it's gonna be rough. And that's sad, because that's another person or two people that really wanted to make family work, and it is what it is now. She getting beat up and you're focused on her skin color is crazy. You know, people only operate from the part of their brain that works. Let's not get that twisted. That's undefeated, especially on social media. Victim blaming is real. Jeannie clearly loved and respected her marriage enough to try to work through the abuse. As stated, she reported everything to their therapist and pastor. Who else was she supposed to report to? Not here on social media. So I haven't seen those comments. I guess some people are already going mad. Your comments are disgusting and weird. Well, this is Shade Room. They tend to think to one side too, so not so soon. Let's see. Did everyone read he abused her at Reed's in front of security? I read that. We're just gonna glance over that. Okay, shake my head. He filed divorce to make him look innocent. That's what it looks like to me. That's what I kept saying. Like he tried to run as fast as humanly possible. Like this is looking bad. It was too late. The receipts were loaded. Now he brought some receipts to say, hey, this was just a golf cart accident and stuff like that. But again, I don't know. Oh man. This is what it means when they say you go explain. You go explain because no evidence. No evidence. In the court of law, it's not about you're stating the truth. It's about what evidence do you have. Okay. Lord, your favorite rapper can abuse a woman and somehow she's the problem. Abuse of any kind. See, we're in the era right now that we're starting to kind of pay attention to how women can be abusive too. And that's not the answer. We can't just flip to the other side. That's always a bad idea. It's a case by case by case by case by case. We're going to have to just wait and see how this plays out. Okay? He provided some receipts too. I don't know. She provided receipts. I don't know. The only thing I know right now is these people have gone into a marriage and they did not know what they were doing. They're not special. We all do that, okay? But when it was time for them to say, okay, we're married, we still don't know shit about how this works. We need to stay engaged with a coach, a counselor, a therapist, some kind of support system while we're working through our first year, second year. That is non-negotiable. Like henceforth, it's not negotiable. Okay, it's not enough that you went through premarital counseling. You need to more. Once you enter that marriage, on day one, within the first week, you need to report to your support system. That's the only way forward. Because people are enlightened. You don't get to get away with emotionally blackmailing anybody. You don't get to get away with, oh, she was, no, there's no, that's all that story. Listen. There's no way around it anymore. You see how fast divorces are happening? 2 years. 6 months, it's a wrap. Somebody's trying to run away from their problems. No, that's your shadow. It follows you everywhere you go. Somebody said DV is DV. I don't care if the man is black, white, green, or purple. So this is, they're going to say, hey, he's going to pull down a black man. That's what some people are going to say. Guess what? Guess what though?
You go explain because no evidence.
No evidence. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter. Welcome, Chidima. How you doing? Mara says she wanted a bad boy. She submitted photos of him carrying AK-47 and other guns in the homes. That's scary. But you know, some people might say it's Georgia. It's the norm. She knew this before. It's people will have. It's the courts that will decide if this was truly scary or not. I'm sure somebody's going to come out of Texas and say, no, but she knew that it was the norm. Yeah. It's kind of like leaving shoes around. I don't think so. But somebody's going to say something that's stupid, right? It's honestly terrible how y'all do women in general, no matter race and ethnicity. Okay, I'm seeing only comments of people saying men, I guess men were dragged initially, women were dragged initially. The people saying, but she stayed, or but she still wanted the marriage after all this. I've never been married. Yes, that's true. Because it's vested interest, and it's not easy to just escape and leave. All we can do is encourage people when they're in harm's way. We can encourage them to protect themselves. That's all we can do. You cannot judge them. No one should ever stay through physical, verbal, emotional abuse. That does not mean that people are dumb, wrong, lying, or deserve what they get if they do. There's a lot more that goes into that emotionally. You know, of course, people that have never been through that will judge them. Trying to make sense of someone's forgiveness, psychological state, childhood trauma, attachment style, hopefulness, healing, etc. is a type of judgment. Absolutely. I will be careful of. Absolutely. Yep. I agree with that person. What you wouldn't do or what you actually do, if God forbid you're ever in her situation, may not align the way you think. I agree with that. It's sad. That's the ultimate in all of this. It's sad. Let me see what the other post was saying in terms of comments. Mara said, AK by your bed, no be joke. She said she was paranoid. He is an alleged gang member. He is not Snowman for nothing. Snowman has something to do with this album, right? This music. I never followed him like that. I'm only paying attention to him right now because of marriage and relationship trendy stories. All right. Oh, let's see. Amrico Law said, glad he kept the receipts. Okay, so this person is on the side of... So this is on Jasmine Brand, or maybe just much earlier. We need our sisters when we at our lowest. Jeezy said that. Y'all have it, sisters. I'm sitting this one out. That's messed up. You don't want to mock them in this stage. No, it's not necessary. So why didn't she want the divorce if she was being abused? That's a stupid question. That's a very we can't tolerate this kind of questions anymore. We have to call it stupid so we can awaken your attention. That's a very stupid question always. Y'all need to stop defending color and start looking at character. They're gonna learn the lesson one way or the other, the hard way, like Very Dark Man would say. This is prime example of how wanting him for a good time and not a long time. This is the most Jeezy being in the blogs behind this woman. see? Black women supporting black men. Don't say they don't support you. They are supporting you now, black men. These relationships be a mess behind closed door. Set your own couple goals. That's stupid. You can't say that. You can't afford to say that anymore. Set your own couple goals because it doesn't seem like anyone have it together. No, we can't say that. Okay? You don't get to set your own driving goals on the road. You're given a standard. You have to pass a test before you get on those roads, because it's not as simple as that. You hurt other people when you're hurt in the midst of hurting yourself. No, so we're not going to let you set your own couple goals. What I mean is not necessarily couple goals. What I mean is that we need to kind of be teaching some kind of curriculum on what makes marriages that last. Okay? When you speak to 10 of them, you will tend to see certain correlation, not necessarily from their mouth. If they do study and they actually do the alignment, that's what I'm saying, doing the assessment. Not just because some people are in long marriage, they run their mouths. It's like, don't talk. You're not making, because they're in the situation, they're not necessarily teachers of the issue, right? So there's a lot that goes into that. But no, we're not just going to have people setting their own standards. That's terrible advice. I don't think you know your own strength when you drink. What that mean? Yeah, I don't know. Our ex-husband Freddie tried to tell ya. He chose her. Yeah, that's and. Okay, and that sometimes I will say, hey, you're in that situation because you're in that situation, but I'm saying that from a certain reference point, right? As in, don't just sit down there and be pointing fingers. That's not gonna help you, okay? But you chose her to shame, blame, and judge. That's terrible. I find it fascinating that no matter how poorly black women are treated by black men, when a black man they don't know is in a relationship with a non-black woman, a lot of black women will blindly take his side, even though they know how the same group of men treat them. It's given programmed, conditioned sheep behavior. Okay, let me just say this once and for all. This issue we're looking at in front of us has nothing to do with race. Okay? Get it together. It has nothing to do with race. This happens when people married people from the next street over with the same color, same great grandfather. You're deceiving yourselves. These issues are everywhere. They're everywhere. Why do we do this to ourselves? I guess we don't know any better. But these issues are everywhere.
Stop the cap.
Okay. Black women, this is not your fight. It's not. It shouldn't be any type of anybody's fight. This is their fight. They're gonna have to walk through this. She's not getting away with anything. Someone say, how tragic. What's for dinner? Terrible. They're thinking that grass is greener, when in fact it ain't nothing but as now. Message for the passport bros, real quick. Okay, for the passport bros. Jeezy never claimed it was passport bros. Not that I've seen. Okay, but a lot of people alluded to, oh, you know, he went and found a snow bunny over. Again, the issues are everywhere. If you don't know what you're doing, the same message. There's pressure everywhere.
Everything I do, pressure to what?
There's pressure everywhere. Okay, but let me leave that alone. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Okay, for those of you that just came in, hit that like button, share, subscribe. We're just getting started. I do have a fantastic show for you lined up today. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Let's ping everybody else into the room. Okay, but check this out. If you feel like you've gotten some value from me covering this story, just check this next segment out. I'll be back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Baba Mike Bamiloye. Do you guys know who Baba Mike Bamiloye is? How many people grew up in Nigeria in the 90s? Ishawuru, Ayamatanga. And then eventually we learn that possibly what that person was saying is, I am at anger. Like, I am angry. Ayamatanga. Some of you had nightmares in the 90s because of this series. Adbaranla. Right? How many people remember that? You guys remember? Yeah. All right, let's see here. There's a video here, and then I'm gonna play this video, and then we'll talk about it. Let's see.
Good morning.
No, before this video, I should give you guys. I should give you guys a backstory. Okay, so Mike Bamiloye posted something earlier on, and that was a long epic to women not getting ready for marriage, you know, and we're going to cover that. But let me see what my sister Chidima said here before we continue. She said, Ola, I disagree somewhat. Sometimes people talk about race if the man, as a black man, is known to make bearing statements about black women and idolizes white women. So when she burned, some black women are like, see, we are not the problem. So which part did you disagree with? I don't disagree with what you just said, though. Which part do you disagree with? Let me know while I continue the story. I don't disagree with that at all. And I see Myra supporting, say, especially in this case where the woman said sisters need to be submissive to their king. Yeah, I don't cover that side of the story, that's why. But let me know which part. I don't disagree with what you guys are saying. It's just not my focus, though. My focus is that regardless of what race you go, if you go into marriage not knowing what you're doing, this will happen in one shape, form, or the other. It might not be AK-47 on the floor. It might be something else on the floor. It might be condoms with cum inside of it on the floor. Who knows, right? But it will show somehow. You disagree with me saying it's not about race. No. My own lessons are not about race. Obviously, everybody thinks it's about race, including you. The lessons I'm extracting out of this is not about race. It's about know what you're doing before you enter marriage, because the same thing will happen. You just won't be blaming it on race at that time, right? That's what I'm saying. The same thing will be happen, but it won't be easy for you to blame it on race, because clearly you're not married to a black woman, right? The same thing will happen in a different form. And those things that will happen in a different form, I want us to pay attention to. I want us to be able to identify it with or without the obvious things that we blame, like race and stuff like that. You know, this is the Prestige family, so I have a whole special angle there, but I don't disagree with what you're saying. All the dragging that's going on, it's like dragging passport bros, right? If they're being dragged for their choices, thinking they can escape and run to the other side, the grass is greener. They deserve that, all of it. So I don't disagree with that. Let's see here. So Baba Mike Bamiloye says, red flag along the way. I am so angry of the youths of this generation. Let me make it bigger so you guys can read it with me. Thank you, Chidima. See that? Yep. All right. So I am so afraid of the youth of this generation. Many are not preparing enough to enter into marriage. Many are very shallow in their knowledge of marriage. They prepare more for the wedding day than for the marriage life. No deep studies on what marriage entails. Right. Okay, so let's keep going. So he's saying everybody in general so far, right? They are too hasty and not ready to sit down and learn the principles of marital life. Many ladies are not qualified to be wife even at 28. No, so now he's starting to focus on the women, okay? All right, so now he's starting to focus on the women. Let's keep going. They can't cook properly. They are used to fast food at the entries, and ice cream and indomie and spaghetti plus boiled eggs and Titus. And they spend 6 months studying the wedding gowns and the accessories for the bridal trails. And they want to marry, in all caps. This is Baba Mike Bamiloye talking. Okay. My dear sister is 26, but she is still not yet a wife material. But she is beautiful, but she cannot cook. She is not spiritually strong in prayers, and she has a shallow knowledge of the word of God. That sister is like me in terms of I'm not a Bible scholar, okay, and honestly my interest is extremely low. May God forgive me. Help me, pray for me, just pray for me, okay? How would she withstand the spiritual challenges that comes against every home now? Okay, so for the past about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs, he gave 2 paragraphs to everybody. But the next 5 paragraphs is about women. Let's see if we will get to some men knowledge at some point. Let's keep going. How would she withstand the spiritual challenges that comes against every home now? How would she take her stand in the word of God against every wiles of the devil that blow against every Christian home now? That sounded like Joy, a general JJ Bonnie all over again. But let's continue. Let's continue. No shades at Joy. I like Joy. You know, I think she's a rock star, but she needs to stay on the journey. Anyway, too materialistic and very little knowledge of home management. Okay, that sounds like women. He's talking to y'all ladies. The other time a friend of hers, that's a woman, was going to her husband's house. She went with a big book of cookery, which was published in the UK. It was published in the UK. That must mean something. Unfortunately, there was no recipes for the cooking of Nigerian food. Wahala. Then I was told she downloaded some applications on her Android phone on how to cook. She spent several months preparing for wedding day. Wait now. I thought she was trying to know how to cook. But few moments to study. She only spent a few moments to study what marriage life is. If love is blind at courtship, it is marriage that will open the blind eyes. That's true. Now, our young sisters, he's still talking to the ladies. Ladies, how y'all feel? How do y'all feel so far? It's Elder Mike Bamiloye, Pastor Bamiloye talking to you. She's talking to you. Let me see. Before I continue, let me come to the chat. Jeezy threw his son through the shower. Jeezy didn't see some of his kids. He gave her ample data. No, she knew. She definitely knew what she was doing. She can't claim that she didn't know what she was doing. But she probably thought she was going to save the day. But I don't want to talk about that side. Everyday marriage, Nigerian no get other issues they want to resolve. Me they extract they have other stuff or they are dragging Mobad today. But you know me, I have to cover my own area. They're dragging Mohbad's Wunmi today on Twitter, but I'm done with that. Okay, I'm kind of done with that. Yes, same guy, Chidima. I see this write-up from his lens. Stories that never happened. But Ben came in. Oh, he would love this write-up. I thought it came in. But Ben is not yet here. At least we don't know. Marry Amaka gown and unbrushed hair. Okay, so let's continue. Just wanted to make sure that I'm staying with you guys. All right, so then I was told she downloaded. Okay, then she spent several months preparing for the wedding day, but few moments to study what marriage life is. If love is blind, marriage will open your eyes, your blind eyes. Okay, now our young sisters are being taught how to walk out of marriage. They are teaching them how to divorce their husbands. Many of them are rushing in and they are being taught how to rush out of it when things are not working out as expected. The reality is that we are seeing things of that type of shade, but that's not just that. There are reasons. There are underlying issues, Baba. But let's keep going. I am against abuse to women. I'm sure you are. I am against abuse to wives. A man that beats or tortures his wife is an animal, unfit to live among human. Let me read it like Baba Ishawuru would say. The Bible says he has done it to himself, and there are also many abuses going against men in the closet. That's true. However, we are now having too many break-ins and separations and divorce among children of God. They are speaking out finally. I thought it wasn't happening in the church. Like, divorce will now happen in this church in Jesus' name. They've been hiding it for so long. They can't hide it anymore. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. No endurance, no respect, no perseverance, no patience. When things do not go as expected, it becomes incompatibility. That is true. You guys are very quick to yield to compatibility. Not just women, men as well. And our youths, especially ladies, are being taught to walk out for no reason. Walk out of their marriages. So today, 80% of marriages are divorces. 100% of marriages are initiated by men, while 80% of it are initiated by women. Do the math. It's not matching up. That's not fair to men. Imagine 100% of marriages are initiated by men. 80% of divorce are initiated by women. What is going on with our women? No, I'm adding all of that. Trust, I'm just adding all of that. Okay, let me come back to this. I'm adding my own jara. Everything I said in the last 2 minutes, Baba Mike Bamiloye did not say it. Okay, let's get back to it. All right. As a child of God, okay. No, let's get back. Incompatibility. And our youth, I'm going back. So the last thing he said is incompatibility. Okay. And our youth, especially ladies, are being taught to walk out of the marriages. So today, many young marriages are not fulfilled. Every marriage has its rough edges. Facts. Sister. Okay, he's still talking to the sisters. He's talking to the sisters. Sister, when you were in courtship as a child of God, you ought to have noticed. He's talking about, by the way, he's talking to children of God, okay? And don't act like you don't know what children of God means. I know you're a child of God, but when Baba Ishawuru is talking about children of God, that's a different type of children of God. So if he wasn't talking to you, he wasn't talking to you, okay? He's talking about children of God, not unbelievers. I'm not saying you're an unbeliever, but you know what I mean when I say, when Baba Ishawuru says unbeliever, that's a different thing entirely. Pay attention, okay? He says, you ought to have noticed some little devilish behavior in the young man. He didn't say it's your fault. Not yet, okay? But he might as well say it. But anyway, the red flags. He's talking about the red flags, which the Holy Spirit was pointing to you as red flag. But you were too much in love. You were too much. This sounds like he's talking to Jeannie right now. Or Jeannie May. Is it Jeannie May? I think it's Jeannie May, right? It doesn't matter. Okay. You saw that AK-47, but you were too much in love. You thought you were going to save him from black women. Crazy. You were too much impatient to get into marriage with him. or you notice them, but you wish them away as ordinary habits, God will change him. What then was the meaning of courtship? Was it not to prayerfully keep watching along the way and to eventually confirm if truly this is of God? The Holy Spirit must have shown you many things. I'm reading this for the first time, by the way. I only read the first 2 lines. I'm like, this will be interesting. I'm scheduling a show. Right? Oh, Lord. Interesting. The Holy Spirit must have shown you many things you need to know, to give you directions and red flags. But love covered your eyes. Now marriage has opened the eyes. Okay. Let me check something really quickly. You in a rush? I'm sending a message to my client for 8 p.m. See if they're in a rush, because the way this show is going like this. Yes. No. Okay. All right. She's a Prestige family member. I just want to make sure that it's okay. And if it's not okay, please do let me know. All right. So what then was the Holy Spirit must have shown you many things you need to know to give you directions and red flags, but love covered your eyes. Now marriage has opened the eyes. Brother, all through the courtship you had... Okay, now it's talking to brothers finally. Stop the cap. Some people were saying he never talked to the brothers. That's what they were saying.
Stop the cap.
Somebody was saying he never talked to the brothers, but let's see how much he talked to the brothers. Let's see what he said to the brothers. Brother, all through the courtship, you had noticed this sister has no credentials in domestic affairs. Ha! Straight bullet. Straight bullet. I thought I was talking to the brothers, but straight bullets. I know somebody felt that. You had noticed a lot of disrespectful behaviors against leaders and relatives. Disrespectful behaviors. She's probably talking about the assertiveness. Okay. He's probably talking about the assertiveness. But let's keep going. The disrespectful and assertiveness are two different things. Let's be clear about that. Okay. But it depending on what man you're dealing with, it can be interpreted as disrespect. Okay. You had noticed her stubbornness. There we go. We're getting there. And arrogance and stiff-neckedness, coconut head back and forth. Let's keep going. Straight bullet. Yet you ignored all this. You never made any corrections. You never took any steps to groom the future bride. And the few moments you had attempted to correct her, she had put up a terrible resistance that took you many days to apologize. Wait, you had put up a terrible resistance that took you many days to apologize. Blue ball. I was talking about blue balls at this point. Yet, you did not know that you were being shown red flags. All in cap. Sister, you had seen this brother on many occasions eyeing other sisters. You see, his eyes was doing like this. Like, would you come and do. You saw it, but you ignored it. Because you were in love. Anyway, sister, you had seen this brother on many occasions. You had read many of his text messages to some strange sisters in the Lord. Also believers. No, he didn't say that. And on each occasion, okay, these were church bodies. He's talking about church bodies, that's all. Okay. And on each occasion, you accosted him. He kept on apologizing. I didn't know. He meant nothing. You're special to me. You're the one. Okay, you're the one. He told a lot of lies as a Christian, and you knew this. Wait, is a Christian and telling lies? How did you get here? Let's finish this. Okay, Malachi is coming up. Since you remained in it and went on with it, it means you are absolutely convinced it is the will of God for you. Now you're married. Now he bore out his full fangs. Now you married her. And talking to the brother now. Now you married her. And she came out in her full color. You know, you now call it abuse. You're now calling it abuse. Come here. You're not calling the abuse. You saw this all along. Come here.
Sorry, yo.
Oh Lord, you're not calling it abuse. Some people are now teaching you how to walk away from the marriage. What does this verse of the scripture mean to you? Malachi 2:16. For the Lord God of Israel says that he hates divorce, for it covers one's garment with violence, says the Lord of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit, that you do not deal treacherously. Is there need for patience? Be patient. Is there a need for endurance? Endure with prayers and doing the right things. It's always this right thing. Always find a way to creep into this. The right thing, always find a way to creep into that situation.
You're right.
Is there a need for you to look inward for things you ought to do? This is self-accountability. Okay. Prayerfully look inward. Does he want to kill you? Hide your life. Okay. Anyway. All right. So now what I just read to you with my own Jara is essentially what Baba Mike Bamiloye said. Okay. And this young lady has a response for Baba Mike Bamiloye. She does. She has a response for Baba Mike Bamiloye. Let me see. Okay, great. I got you. All right, good. So I don't have to rush out of here. Cool. Because I'm looking at that hour. I'm like, got a few more to cover. All right, so let's get into it. Let me come to the chat real quick. Let me see what you guys have been talking about. I'm dramatic. I'm sorry. But I bet don't arrive. But I been how far? How you doing? Let me come here. He said he's listening. My guy, of course, is listening. That's my brother. All right. Just want to make sure I cover your chats. Because that's what we do here. I never want to leave you guys hanging. All right. So, Brother Ben said, I'm listening. 26 years old with a cookery book. Not YouTube. Not Sissy blog. Stop the lies. The whole UK. Don't forget, manufactured and published in the UK. Don't forget that. But I bet answer when we call him. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's keep rushing. No, we can't rush. Yes, divorce is everywhere because human beings are everywhere. Where is the lie? He's stating the fact. Women are being taught how to divorce their husband. Where is the lie? That's a good point. Here's the thing. There's never really lies in some of these submissions. Remember, I always say it's not about right and wrong or I'm telling the truth. Everybody, first of all, me telling somebody that they're not telling the truth, I'm telling them they're lying. I'm being disrespectful to anybody, regardless of who it is. Once you tell me it's just the truth, I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's when I say, yeah, of course you're right.
You're right.
So, in fact, what makes this kind of submission more dangerous is the fact that at least 99%, not 99, but maybe 80% of it is, you can see the truth, like some common sense stuff there. But that's actually what makes it dangerous, because it's quite confusing. There are poisons inside of it. The poisons, they're not intentional. This man means well. He really just wants to see a better result. He wants to see marriages work, right? Now, when we get to is he capable? Does he have full context? Can he conceptualize the full, like all the variables that goes into what we're dealing with? That's another story entirely. Now, oftentimes when they are telling the truth, obviously they have good intentions. They do. Okay, that's the honest truth, and that's why I will always be respectful when I address this, but we must address them, because those small poisons is all it needs to continue to destroy the family unit, but even worse, to destroy the people in this family unit, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse. Now, if their generation got it right, we wouldn't be in this mess. And that's not to blame them. That's just to say, hey, there's something they didn't know. Whatever that was that they didn't know, we need to start shining some light on that small 2% where it's not that it's wrong. We can add small context to it so that, no, it's not wrong. And I mean that when I say that, it's not wrong. But no lies, absolutely. But let's talk about it. Only talk about men is physically abused men, straight to the extreme. No other issues apparently. There are no other issues mentioned. There were definitely no emotional level type of conversation in that. If anything, he's actually shooting down anything that has to do with emotional talk. Like, you not call that abuse? He definitely didn't talk. He talked about the word of God driven type of, like, prayerfully. That's just religion. That's all he talked about. And the reality we're talking about is that there are people inside of church that obviously they are collecting. Clearly it's not working.
Sorry.
Now you can say it's because they are not listening. Well, clearly you're not listening to them because they're trying to say something and you're not listening. Maybe you're not capable of listening at that level. That's not necessarily your fault, but it's just what it is, and we need to address that, right? Let's keep going. A lot of these people should have never married. No, I won't be. No, not so quick. Shout out to K Asuko. Shout out to you. Thanks for being here. Not so quick. Okay, they had a different context. There were some things that worked for them, right? And you can argue that it didn't work for your mother because your mother had a terrible story that she told you. Mothers also did a terrible job at telling those stories, not realizing that those stories becomes your reality and they're not teaching you anything. So that's that angle on that end, right? And when I say they're not teaching you anything, I mean across the board, right? They take their pain, they pour it into you, but then they forgive their husbands and move on quickly. But you are stuck with, especially now your first boyfriend, you start to collect with you're like, this I knew men were scum. There's a lot more to that, you know. So should not have been married. They married because people are doing kerewa. They must marry. They must reproduce. They married. That's the fact. But I know what you mean. They didn't know what they were doing. They shouldn't be getting married. Whatever they were doing, for example, he has a beautiful wife. Whatever they did worked for them. Now, did it work for their followers? That's another question, right? That's another topic entirely. What's the percentage of their followers that it worked for? Clearly, the church is now going through an epidemic of divorce everywhere. How do I know? Because everybody, they go to church. Everybody's born again. It's not the 90s. Everybody are born again right now. Okay? They just will hide it. Oh, Lord. Back to original programming. Never change. No, my brother is here. He did not disappoint. I could have predicted where this write-up was going. And that's the thing. The predictability is the problem. If you pay attention to what I say here, it's very hard to predict where I'm going. Now, if you listen long enough, I do have patterns. Okay? You will be able to finish my sentence if you listen long enough. But extremely hard to do, because the way I see these things is case by case by case. Generalizations are normal. We're human beings, we generalize, but they are the devil. The same way I will tell you that you are your own worst demon, your own worst enemy, right? Obviously you are not a devil, but like your mindset is what I'm talking about, right? Chidiba say, Ola, you're so dramatic. Uncle Mike should give you scripts. I know. We have to make this fun. Yeah, I'm not an actor. I'm not an actor at all. I am not a actor. Children of God, can I shout hallelujah? Shout hallelujah to Lord 10 times. The children of God, child of God. Many of you are children of God. This sounds like a Tyler Perry script. They should link up. But we're talking about Baba Ishauru. He knows what he's doing when it comes to Christian Nollywood of Nigeria. Like, these are the kings of Christian Nollywood of Nigeria. That's the thought. God will change him. It's not going to happen. Could it work? Love causes unheard of behavior. AG Ohio, what's up? Welcome. If Brother Ola becomes a pastor, we're all in trouble because this performance. What did I do? Was it that serious? He was performing in the text now. I'm going to play this auntie for you. You will see performance. All right. You will see performance. Wait for it. Tinye, my G. Good intentions down in the poro. Yes. I say this all the time. It's not that the Baba is wrong, go. It's just that it's irrelevant. It's not relevant to what is actually going on. It's not relevant. It's not relevant. It's not. Baba is trying to help, but it's not. What he's saying is not relevant. Wait, so you ladies disagree that women are being taught how to leave their marriages? That's absolutely not what's going on, right? Nobody is sitting and say, "Hey, here's how you leave your marriage." You don't have to teach people that. They can listen. There's a big billboard in front of my house here that says divorce 300. It used to be $199. It's now like $399 or $499. They're advertising. Okay, is that what if that's what you're talking about, Brother Ben, you're right. Okay, if that's what you're talking about,
Well, you're right.
However, there's no woman that's really enjoying a marriage that's leaving that marriage. It just, in fact, you ever heard of Pick Me before? They'll be shaming her like this. She'll like, to hell with all of you. And then women supporting women will end up in the poto. You'll find out because she's not leaving that marriage for anybody. That's what we need to be talking about. Why is it that she wants to leave the marriage? No, let's not talk about that. It's just it's just nonsense. It's just more endurance that you need. Mara said, who is teaching them? Even if those people that carry marriage on their head like basket, or those people that are carrying marriage, like she's reading my mind, they're carrying marriage on their head like basket of tomatoes. So why do we have high rate of divorce among women in toxic marriages? Among women in toxic marriages. So let me address this. It doesn't have to be toxic based off of me and you's definition of toxic. It just needs to feel toxic to that person, right? See, when we were growing up, this is not agbo, right? Me, I don't like agbo. I never like agbo. Okay, I think you are my enemy if you give me agbo to drink. You have good intentions. Yes, I'm a little sick. I'm running fever. And you give me agbo, like herbs for my Oyibo people, the herbs that they cook inside of water and it's bitter. I don't like it. But then there's always this auntie that's always trying to force me to drink it because the auntie has good intentions. That agbo is bitter in my mouth. Okay. Now, when I become a full bona fide adult, what matters is that agbo is bitter in my mouth and I don't want it. That's what matters. Okay. Now, if you like me, okay, and you really feel like I need to take this medicine, but I'm still walking around, I feel like I can get away with it, you better be putting that agbo inside of candy. There we go. I knew it. You want us to sugarcoat the message for them to eat it. Exactly. I knew it. You want us to sugarcoat the message, don't you? Don't sugarcoat it, okay? We're talking about your wife now. Your wives. Okay? We're talking about your children. You will end up in these streets. Don't sugarcoat it. Just give them bitterness and toxicity as much as, because it's the truth. Keep doing it. We'll see how far we go with that. All right. Women are not randomly told to leave their marriages from nowhere. It's usually when there is DV. It's actually not mostly DV. It's not necessarily DV. It's mostly emotional stuff. Okay, a lot of gaslighting, a lot of emotional trauma, a lot of emotional abuse, verbal abuse, for the most part. Okay, for the most part, DV is not happening at that rate that we talk about it. If it was happening, it would be a war zone out here, because you're talking about people's daughters and people's sisters and aunties and stuff like that. At the end of the day, it would be a war zone if it's happening. Now, it's one too many. Don't get me wrong. For every single DV cases, it must be handled like it's like it's everybody. But also, some of these arguments are coming from a place of enough people are saying like, what is this DV you're talking about, right? Now, it's more than enough that we need to talk about. And sometimes people are just shove each other. and they don't see that. That's now we need to start looking at that as DV. If you're shoving yourself or you push him in the head like that, that's where those skins are coming from. Okay. But majority of these cases are people that are actually trying to do the right thing. They kind of know that they shouldn't do that, but they stay in it long enough to they just have it to hear. The resentments just from mouths and like lethal weapon. It's just too much. People have said things that they can't take back, that they can't forgive. You'll be shocked how many marriages are ending just like that. Just like that, you know. But yes, DV is part of it. If they weren't taught to leave, some women would rather buy in their toxic marriage than leave. So tell me, where is the lie? You're saying what we're saying, Brother Ben. What you just said sound toxic. You're still right.
You're right.
This sounds so toxic. No, I know you said toxic marriages already, but even the full paragraph, it's like, wait, where's the lie? No, he did not lie. I already said that. Let's keep going. Don't worry. Let's keep going. The women are tired and they have survived on their own. He said toxic marriage. That's why they are divorced. No, listen, if she doesn't want to be there, she does not need to be there. You can call me the teachers of divorce. Please feel free to call me that. If a person, I don't know why you want to stay married to a person who wants to leave. I don't understand it. That part blows my mind away. Why do you want to stay married to a person that wants to leave? I don't understand. I don't understand. I kind of understand. The same reason why women will stay in toxic relationships, right? And you have vested interest and all this kind of, but it's not healthy. It's not healthy. They will still end up leaving, but with a lot more trauma, right? So the best thing is to pull back, even if that's not a permanent decision. Pull back and understand what's going on. Seek help so that you can actually see if it's necessary to move forward or not, okay? But there's no good in staying in toxic situations. Either we're talking about marriage, friendship, a workplace. There's no good that can come out of it. No good can come out of it. It's just the damages are too great, okay? Beyond you too, into your children. So I can't shape my mouth to, you know, I'm okay with being called a divorce teacher, teaching people to divorce. People being asked to leave the marriage is not the issue. The issues are the deeply rooted problems going on, causing women told to leave the marriage. Apt. Yep. I'm tired of women being attacked the whole time. Imagine I found out today my 35-year-old cousin got married 2 years and the issues plenty. The wife don't want him to help his siblings and he's just doing. I miss that. Shout out to Adeyemi Sharon. Welcome. Boy, you vant. I missed that. Maybe I'm a little behind. Stuff's behind her. Like, what the hell? He's just doing stuff. Oh, he's doing stuff behind her. What the hell? Well, that's what people do. They go into marriage out of not knowing what they're doing. Somebody told them, well, you should make sure you're keeping something to the side. There's enough people saying that out there, you know. Because hey, just do what works for you. Like, well, people are doing what works for them. What do you want from them? Let's acknowledge the man is staying the fact. Let me see. You see, same problem. Let's acknowledge the man is saying the fact first before driving our energy towards his intentions. Let me do that one more time.
You're right.
That man is saying the fact. Thank you, Allah. Let's not talk about the issues, just the divorce. Like Baba just lacks skills and I'm pained. The way he's handling everything is wrong. This is it. Because they are being taught by people like Baba Mike Bamiloye. You say, hey, they are teaching them to leave divorce. Right? Because why? Because he's saying facts. He's very good at spelling out what the problem is. No solution. Well, some kind of solution, but the solution is clearly not working, you know. This Baba didn't even encourage the men to do better in their marriage, as well as in addition to women learning how to cook or whatever else the Baba talked. I think learning how to cook is completely irrelevant to what makes marriage successful in 2024. I think it's absolutely irrelevant. Go make sense. Go and tell them I said it. Go make sense. Okay? If you want somebody that can cook, She will cook for you. You can decide that up front, okay? If you decide to marry her after she doesn't cook, clearly something else attracted you to her. She was good enough to marry, but now you want to talk about she can't cook. I beg. Now, the Baba talking about cook is disconnected from reality. And in the same breath, he talked about fast food and all this kind of... Were there fast food in the 90s like that? Okay, why are we mixing things in different contexts with another context, okay? Were there people walking around the clock to support the family in the 90s like that? Maybe in the 90s. But, you know, clearly they were pushing against it small. And now they're absolutely pushing against it. The question is that why are they pushing against it? We can't get stuck at they're pushing against it. Why are they pushing against it? I'm not saying they are right for pushing against it. But we need to ask why first they are pushing against it. That is the number one step in the direction of solutions. No, we cannot take a book that was written 4,000 years ago. We can't do that. Shout out to Cynthia, I see you. We can't do that. That's not good enough solution. What do you want me to tell you? But this is the holy book. I know, me too, I love it. I think that book has everything it needs. But see finish, don't enter. The way you interpret it is the way your brain works. It's cancelled out, okay? You need something else. You need additional context. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? You need the right interpretation, not the interpretation you were raised with that clearly did not work. I personally think the Bible is a complete book, all right? However, when you interpret it a certain way, some people say it sounds misogynistic. The people will dig it out for you. In some other angle, they say it's patriarchy, right? Some other angle, some people say, no, it's not patriarchy. It's what the Lord told us. You're confused. That's what we can conclude out of that. Okay? You're confused. We're in a different context. Clearly, we need to reassess where we are. So when there's problems, we can't say you're speaking the facts when all you're doing is spelling out what the problem is. We agree there is a problem. Now, I can say it's facts. You're right. The problem is facts. Now what? Now what? But you can't even teach Nigerian women leave because they love marriage so much. Yeah, it's almost impossible to teach Nigerian women to leave too. Because they literally worship marriage. Even when they are dying. Jesus. Even with DV, Nigerian women will still manage. Verbal abuse and emotional abuse is DV, Ola. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I stand corrected on that. You're right. I was just thinking actual violence. All those are DV now. Remember, there are different types. Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right. I'm surprised what Ola is saying. Yeah, I missed that. Thanks for correcting. I stand corrected on that. But when I hear DV, I'm thinking, we're saying the same thing. I'm just saying there's all those happening that makes people, even the skill of a praying mouth this Baba is talking about will not even help in some circumstances. I mean, listen, I think prayer works, but if you're praying about the wrong things, if you're praying in the wrong direction, this is a conversation I have to have with my parents all the time. I say, I know you believe so much in prayer, but you have to pray the right prayer. Remember yesterday I talked about purposeless prayer. People are just praying, no purpose behind it, nothing strong behind it. It's just, they literally do that in churches. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Slap yourself. Now this is what they're teaching them. Just say anything, speak in tongues. Just say anything. Now that's what they're teaching them. And somehow they think that's going to help them in marriage. I beg. That's the truth. A woman will not be enjoying the marriage and wants to leave. That is a fact. Okay? Even if she's just mad and it's an enjoyable marriage, she's just too mad to not enjoy the marriage. It translates to the same thing. She's not enjoying the marriage. Why would you want to stay married to that person? Brothers, don't you think we should get that help? Right? At the very minimum. Why would you want to pretend like that marriage is good? It's no good. Shout out to Cynthia Jare. I think he read DV. The first thing that came to his mind. Yeah, DV. Yeah, thank you. You guys know where I'm coming from. MOP, all I'm saying is the Baba is right. Two women are being taught to leave the marriages No. So let me actually be clear on that. He's actually wrong. Nobody is being taught to leave marriages. The lawyers will take your money, but nobody's. Show me one video. Show me one video where somebody sits somebody and say, hey, I know you're enjoying that marriage. This is how you leave. Show me one video. That's a task for you, brother. That's a challenge. Okay. Show me one video where somebody say, hey, don't get carried away. These men are evil. This is how to leave your marriage. Show me one video. If you can show me one video, I will yield. And that's a good thing. If not, it's not why do we have coaches, counselors teaching people. No, that's not why. The why we have coaches, counselors is because those marriages are toxic. They're not working. That's why. It's not because people are being taught to leave their marriage. This one is math, but I mean, there's one like this. There's one, how to leave a marriage, how to divorce. There's another one entirely that says what you experience is valid. It's a toxic marriage. Okay, you have options. Okay, you can work on it, you can walk away. Okay, you have the rest of your life ahead of you. Okay, but this one has reasons. This one is the one you're talking about is just, hey, here's how to live. No, they're two different things. Okay, so no, I don't agree, and it seems like the chat are not agreeing, maybe because they're women, and maybe I'm just pandering to them. It is what it is, but they're two different things. No one is sitting anybody anywhere and teaching people to leave their marriage. Okay. However, his message was meant for his followers and those who believe in his balablu. I mentioned that too earlier. Yeah, he didn't state the problem at all, just the symptoms. Yeah. So that's another way of saying. So he's good at talking about what the problems. What I meant to say is the symptoms, but what is the actual disease that's creating these problems? What is the actual problems that's creating this? What is the actual disease that's creating the symptoms in medical language? They get very, very good at spelling out what the symptoms are. She did this, she did this, she did that. We do the same thing with men. He did this, he did it, he did that. Okay. What else is going on behind the scenes? It takes a minute because everybody feels like they've been wrong. It takes a minute to uncover that. You cannot jump on the internet and generalize and think you've said fact. All you did is generalized, which is okay, but all you did is generalized. Okay. Mama put can be considered as fast food, Abby. No, not really. That's another angle. That's true. But fast food is, nobody was going to the booker to go and collect food that they did for dinner after people are tired in the evening. I think fast food is usually more like drive-bys. You can drive by and stuff like that. And then the truth is that we are getting more and more in that culture. And sometimes competent men will say, hey, babe, don't worry about that. Don't worry about cooking tonight, because naturally the woman she has a stronghold behind her brain that makes her even want to cook, generally speaking. So that's really not the issue. So even if she didn't know how to cook, she generally wants to try to learn how to cook. I get the comparison with preparing for wedding. I think it's two irrelevant things. People will prepare for wedding now. People will prepare for wedding. Be spending money on weddings since before time. They're two irrelevant things. If you want to encourage people to learn how marriages work, that's an ongoing thing. First of all, you're not going to learn how marriages work before marriage. All you can do is go to premarital counseling. But you're going to see shege. Okay? Your patience, your temperament, all this stuff they're all going to get tested.
Sorry.
No matter how much you prepare. Okay? And that's not a negative thing. It's called growth. It's just like life itself. Okay, that's just how it works. Feel me? And as you go through life, you learn, you pivot. Marriage has to be treated similarly. You're just doing life with another person. It's not as complicated as we're thinking. You can put marriage on that pedestal. Marriage is two lives doing it as one, right? As leverage, so we can build together. And then, there's going to be friction. But once you figure it out, right? Not figure it all out, but once you figure it out is bliss. But that's not going to fall out of the skies. That's not going to happen without being tested. That's not going to happen without you going through some stuff. And I think that was part of his message too. You know, I gave him a lot of passes. If you listen carefully to how I was analyzing it, he was saying a lot of things that's just what it was, you know. But the Bible laced stuff, and then God hates divorce. We hate divorce too. People that go through divorce hate divorce. Stop quoting that. That's not relevant. You just ask yourself, why is it that something that people hate, people want to swallow it? What happened? What went wrong is the question we should be asking. Especially if you're an influential person. We need to be asking why. Now, I don't care for him balancing between men and women. Okay? I just need, like, I needed a little bit more. When it comes to, if you're going to address women, you know, when it comes to marriage, you really have to bring it down to case by case. It gets very complicated. Praying amiss when someone needs to do some individual work. Could it work? No, like God is not a magician God. That one is fake speaking in tongues, and it annoys me when they say that. It's something that flows through your mouth and you don't have control over it. No, that's not that. Listen, it's a modern age just to say anything, okay? Mr. Ola is sugar eye, making me laugh. I am. Was I acting out? I don't calm down, but I bet don't calm me down. Let me calm down. But Ben, coaches and counselors are for men and women. Please, don't argue with your destiny. Listen, I have my plix, but it's not ready. The next show, I promise, I'll bring it up. My plix sound effect is ready, but not ready. It's not yet on the screen. All right. Statistics A says otherwise. It says what? Brother Ben is insulting women. Does it mean that women don't have brains to think, that they are zombies? But he didn't say that. Zombies being remote controlled. Brother Ben, I beg, chop your amala. Quiet me. About chance, what's going on? Anyway, let's play this auntie. This is a longer story than I thought, but let's play this auntie and let's see what she has to say. You know, I really think now, like Brother Ben was saying, I felt like this auntie is not in the audience of Baba, and some of us will just eat other people's Panadol too much sometimes. But since it's public, let's talk about it. It's public. He was talking to, if he makes it public, he's talking on Twitter and people follow him, then he must expect that people will respond to him. Let's see what auntie has to say.
Good morning. I come in peace.
Good morning, auntie.
We have a crisis in this country. Women are not in this world to take care of men. We didn't come into this world to take care of all the children,
Jesus,
and all the errands and all the activities around the house.
Jesus.
I am tired of a society that continue to push this narrative. Yesterday, Pastor Mike Bamiloye posted a long epistle of, you know, how women today are not prepared for marriage, and he has this advice. 95% of the advice was for women and 5% was for men. You know what? We have women in this country that are over prepared for marriage. That was all we heard all of our lives. Good morning.
Hold on, let me push that forward.
We have a crisis in this country. No one is telling this to men. No one is telling men that they need to take care of their home, that they are the head of the family, and that women are just helpers. If I'm the helper, why am I the one doing all the work? If my role in the house is a helper, if my role in the church is a helper, then it means the lion's share is for the man. So why is it that we have a society that has placed the lion's share of the burden of the home on women who you claim are helpers? And the man gets to walk freely. Suddenly men come into marriages and they forget how to do anything. It's like, how did you exist before you met me? How is it that you were cooking and cleaning and running your own errands and suddenly you come into what is supposed to be your own home, your most important organization, the place that is yours? Suddenly you cannot lift a finger. You are waiting on your wife to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She's the same person that is going, no one is telling this to men. No one is telling men that they need to take care of their home, that they are the head of the family, and that women are just helpers. If I'm the helper, why am I the one doing all the work? If my role in the house is a helper, if my role in the church is a helper, then it means the lion's share is for the man. So why is it that we have a society that has placed the lion's share of the burden of the home on women who you claim are helpers?
Wow.
And the man gets to walk freely. Suddenly men come into marriages and they forget how to do anything. It's like, how did you exist before you went to feed the children? She's the same person that is going to go buy all the groceries, cook all the food, wash all the clothes, and pay attention to what is happening in the school, what is happening to you, what is happening in your life. And she's also the one that should, make herself available to you at your beck and call. I mean, we need to stop this mess. And the church is the one furthering this nonsense in this country.
The church is catching stray bullets.
I'm calling on all pastors, get your act together, because your sons are going to be left at the altar or they will be left behind. Because my daughters, I'm not raising my daughters to sort your sons out. Sort them out before they come to my daughters, because they will be kicked right back to you. This really needs to stop. Why is it that men become incompetent and invalid the minute they get married? Are y'all okay? Get yourself together, please.
Really?
Going to feed the children. She's the same person that is going to.
Are you a crazy person? You did mad? You know me before. Who be this one? Who the are you?
Where do I start from? The only question that I have for this auntie, I had a question for this auntie. Anybody want to guess the question that I have for auntie? Some of you might have seen it on the screen already. You want to guess the question that I have for auntie? I have a question for auntie. I have a question, but I bet help me. This is the point where you come and help me, but I bet. No. I don't ask that question. Who hurt you, K? You said that, Chidima. You said that. I didn't ask that. You said that, not me. Who hurt you, K? I can only say that to men. I can say that to my brothers, because they'll let me have a pass on that. Okay. It's more like it's not a question, I guess. It's more like a request that I have from auntie.
Nigeria don't report so at you cause I will call you.
It's more of a request that I asked from auntie. She needs to tell us the rest of the story. That was quite personal. Okay, that was too personal. Okay. She needs to tell us the story. She needs to tell us how she got no help from the man that she was with. Because she talked about her daughters. Okay. She's talked about her daughters, and she needs to tell us that story. I need to hear the rest of the story. I will not judge her until I hear the rest of the story. But there's some stories there. One thing I can tell you is that, let me just play it and pause it. Because she said a lot of things, and she alluded to a lot of things that the Baba did not say. Baba did not say any of that. Okay. Good morning. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Women are not,
let's see,
in this world to take care of men.
Wait. Let's go back to it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I come in peace. We have a crisis.
Wait. You knowing that you've seen that video already now, right? You know that you see that video. When she said come in peace, there's inconsistency already. She did not come in peace. This auntie did not come in peace. There's no way she came in peace, right? No, she needs to tell us more. Yes, now, but let's see.
In this country, Women are not in this world to take care of men. We didn't come into this world to take care of all the children.
All right, so the reality is that nobody's in this world to take care of anybody else. But here's what you go into a relationship to do. Men or women, you go into a relationship to go and give, not give and take. You go there to go and give, period. If you get tired of giving, you start giving to yourself. Make sure you have enough so you can give to others. You go there to go and give. Now, if that sounds like taking care of other person for her, we got a problem. That relationship will work. There's ideology conflict now already, right? But she's responding to Baba. Baba never said that either. But let's keep going.
And all the errands and all the activities around the house. I am tired of a society that continue to push this narrative.
Oh, Lord.
Yesterday, Pastor Mike Bamiloye posted a long epistle of, how women today are not prepared for marriage, and he has this advice.
All right, before she continues, this is what's more important for me, Brother Ben, and all our brothers. She's responding to Baba Mike Bamiloye. A lot of women will interpret what Baba Mike Bamiloye typed exactly as such. Okay? This is what you're going to, in real life, this is what you're going to be presented with. They're going to hear it from their place of emotions, and you're going to hear things like, are you saying, what did somebody just say? Was it by chance? Right? This is the reality. You're going to hear somebody say, but Ben is insulting women. Does it mean that women don't, you're going to hear, do you mean, are you mean, is this what they will ask you. They will basically react based on, they will help you interpret your lack of ability to convey your vision properly, to communicate. They will help you interpret it, and you will collect. That's what's going to happen in reality. So what she is doing right now is going to be your reality, and you better be prepared for it. Okay? So are you saying that we're supposed to learn how to read minds?
Will you keep quiet?
Yes. I know. You didn't know. I know. I know. Wait.
You never expected it.
So you're supposed to read. Who's going to read my? You? Okay. But that's unrealistic. No. It's unrealistic for you to think that communication is going to be like, I talk, me talk. I talk, me talk. We're happy, we're having sex. That's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. So what she's saying, she's responding not just to what Baba Mike said, but everything, her own ideologies, her experience, her own pet peeves. She's going to tell you in a few words. Like, I'm tired. She said, I'm tired. Not just of Baba Mike, but she's tired of the narrative. What narrative? Let's listen.
95% of the advice was for women and 5% was for
She said 95% was for women. She might have counted it. It did seem like it was a lot more advice for women. Okay, the shots and the stray bullets, even when the Baba was talking to men, was firing back at the women. Can you really judge her for interpreting how she interpreted? It takes a certain special type of skill set to see this up front, so you don't end up in poto and come and be telling us your story on the internet how women are wicked. I'm telling you now, Emma, calm down. Your power, your superpower is your patience, your emotional self-control, gentlemen. That's your superpower. Sometimes you don't have to have all the answers. In fact, I'm not exactly asking you to read minds. I'm just telling you to calm down. You don't have to have an answer. Okay? If you just calm down, you might just find that you are actually able to hear a little bit more. And then to other lame men, you will seem like you know how to read minds. No. It's just that you are calm. You understand that people are coming from a place. Right? They're coming from tons of experience. Things that make up what they're saying to you at any point in time. So you don't take it personally. You let them get it out. And let me process that, Let me think. Oh, you have nothing to say? No. I do have a lot to say, but I want to make sure that I address that properly. But I hear you. What do we normally do? Kotoko, they have been teaching you to leave your marriage. So if you want to leave, just leave. Just leave.
Men. You know what? We have women in this country that are over-prepared for marriage. That was all we heard all of our lives. Good morning. I come on.
She was going straight to 100 from 0. She came in peace. She came in peace. Yeah, for real, for real. Let's keep going.
No one is telling this to men. No one is telling men that they need to take care of their home, that they are the head of the family, and that women are just helpers. If I'm the helper, why am I the one doing all the work? If my role in the house is a helper, if my role in the church is a helper, then it means the lion's share is for the man. So why is it that we have a society that has placed the lion's share of the burden of the home on women who you claim are helpers? And the man gets to work freely. Suddenly men come into marriages and they forget how to do anything.
No. You need to tell us about your man that came into a marriage with you and didn't do shit. He was leaving AK-47 everywhere. Let me see, Ola, this is giving where we miss it. People are so selfish these days, including me sometimes. As much as I like to think I'm nurturing selfless giver, yeah, we're selfish. We're selfish. Stuff we have to push against. Yeah. It's stuff that we naturally have to push against, generally speaking. Patriarchal values and modern values are clashing big time. Unfortunately, this will continue for a while. Exactly, Toby and Tribe. That's where she's speaking from. She's not exactly talking to Baba, but she's talking about everything. Baba, Mike Bamiloye may have had, like, remember I said maybe about 5% poison in his rhetoric. And that's all she heard. All the facts and truth that Brother Ben was hearing, this auntie is not hearing it. But this auntie is still hearing that 5% and she's multiplying it. Real life. Real life. Let's keep going.
It's like, how did you exist before you met me? How is it that you were cooking and cleaning and running your own errands and suddenly you come into what is supposed to be your own home, your most important organization, the place that is yours? Suddenly you cannot lift a finger. You are waiting on your wife to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Ladies, let me clear this up for you once and for all, okay? This right here is giving men don't do shit. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. Oh my God. There's no lie further from that. Or that's so far away from the truth. That is so far away from the truth. Now, granted, it can feel that way on your own end. Especially if you're doing chores, especially if you're sitting in the corner like that, like playing game while you're trying, and he leaves his AK-47 on the floor anyhow. Right? Of course. But please, okay? Please. I'm not going to, this is not the session to tell you what men do, okay? Outside of chores and stuff like that. It doesn't mean he shouldn't help and be considerate and help. That's not what I'm saying. But this is giving, they don't do shit. That's a lie. That's just a lie. And that lie is coming from a disconnect between reality and emotions. The question you should ask is, please teach me, what is it that men do? Ask. The conclusion is coming from a place of, this auntie has not had a good experience with a man who was probably inconsiderate. Like, she was probably pissed off, he didn't pay attention, which men can be complacent in that way, sadly sometimes, a lot of times as a matter of fact, because he's done, he's toasted, right? And then he's sitting there, he just seems like he's having a good time playing games or something. But there's a disconnect. That's an assumption for the most part, okay? Because how do I know? I always give this example. There are men right now, my clients, that have done everything you ask them to do, wash butter, wash plates, share, and there's still no happiness because he's lacking emotional intelligence, because he had not done the work to actually understand what her love language is, or to even know his own love language, right? And that's what's missing. So he's doing all this thing that this auntie is talking about, right? But there's still trouble in paradise. So they're confused. Like, after I've done all this, hey, you've done all this thing, but your mouth, When you talk to me, don't you realize? It's like, what did I say to you? All I'm trying to do is tell you the truth. They will teach you to divorce your husband, your very good man husband. He's doing that too. So the issue, it seems like all this surface level thing is not. It's never. Okay. And how do I know? People like, hey, what's your love language? I think my love language is act of service. How do you know? I just know. You're lying. Okay, you're not lying. You don't know. You need to do the assessment. Okay, you need to do the assessment. Let's keep going. I want to finish this thing.
She's the same person that is going more consheni. No one is telling this to me. Going to feed the children. She's the same person that is going to go buy all the groceries, cook all the food, wash all the clothes, and pay attention to what is happening in the school, what is happening to you, what is happening in your life. And she's also the one that should, make herself available to you at your beck and call. I mean, we need to stop this mess.
And she needs to have sex too at the same time, and be hanging off of a chandelier, or doing what did somebody say the other day? Monkey shadow.
The church is the one.
The church.
This nonsense in this.
It's the poisons. It's the poisons. The poisons. The church will preach good stuff. 80%, 85%. The rest of it is poison, and the poison are quite confusing. And sometimes the poisons will look like positive stuff until you're actually in the experience. And even after you get in the experience, you don't know exactly what you're facing because you feel like you're doing everything that's right, but nothing is adding up. The experience is just terrible, And then the shame doesn't help, because if you're a divorcee and you're coming out of a church, the shame too doesn't help. The guilt, the shame, because all those women that seems like somebody is teaching them to divorce, they carry a level of shame and guilt that also eats them up. So we really got to be careful with that. It's not to normalize divorce. It's to say that oftentimes divorce is just the next best solution for the experience that somebody has gone through, But that's what that auntie has to say. That auntie was reacting. Her reaction is pretty real. That's as realistic as it gets. Okay? That's as realistic as it gets. People will react with their emotions. It is what it is. So, who is going to take the lead to actually get through the bottom of what's going on? The lead. Who's going to take the lead? Whoever is doing the most complaining should take the lead in a relationship. Okay? At a society level, there's no other choice. Men will have to take the lead, because we're the one leading the society. It is what it is. So it's going to get worse and worse for as long as we continue to disengage from the emotions that are driving this stuff. It's just going to get worse and worse, See, Ola said she was pissed off. She was pissed off. Auntie in the car with leather-looking interior in gym clothes during the day. She went to the gym now. It's not that men don't do shit. There are some men that don't. That's a fact. That's true. How many men name the name of their children teacher? Do you know your children learning style? What foods are they allergic to? Now I'll tell you like this. That the answer to that question makes me want to do whataboutism. Shout out to Chindima. What about women that don't know that? I know way too many men that are extremely engaged. Okay, this guy Akabant, the OAP or TV personality actor, right? He does like vlogging with his wife and stuff. Some few years ago, when he just got married, he got into an argument with this girl on YouTube right there. I was trying to tell the girl, because he was so engaged in all the detail. He had read his own stuff. There's so many men that know all that stuff, and they don't know how to back off and let the woman do the woman thing too. This thing is deeper than surface level stuff. It's knowing when to let go. It's knowing how to react to crisis. It's not the specifics, because for every specific you have, you can flip it to the other gender and it exists as well. And that other person, but that's not my experience. Me, I don't know. My husband is very engaged with that, and I'm terrible. He wants me to engage more, but I'm like, that's his thing. He wants me to teach them maths lesson too, and he gets pissed off. He doesn't know how to say, just leave her alone. She does other things well, strength and weaknesses. Strength, she does other things well. I'll take care of this side of things. If I know the teacher's name, that's my thing, right? But you're right. There are people with that experience, right? We just can't cast it and turn it to an indirect lessons of how to do marriage, because other people are having that experience on the flip opposite of it. You see what I'm saying? The same reason why I think cooking has nothing to do with how to do marriage. Because you would have known from day one that person cooks or not. You would have known now. You know? But I've been saying I will pim. Now you want to pimp him. If I talk now, this chat will explode. Let me just listen. Snake in the monkey shadow. Thank you, Jerry. You better talk now, brother Ben. What is your wife allergic to if you don't have children? When was her last doctor's appointment and what were the results? A lot of women have this information about their children, husband. It's good that you have that. But I guarantee you that there's some things that attracted you to that man. Those were his strength, and you've disconnected from that, and you're looking for something else now. Mashio. Yeah. It gets real. And this is a blind spot, because in all of our own opinion, we see what we see. But for every single one of us, there's a massive blind spot behind us. And sometimes it just takes, okay, let me calm down, let me turn around. When you turn around, there's still a blind spot. But just a little extra step backwards to actively listen, right? Because you attracted that person once upon a time, and there's something that you fell in love with about that person. But you've disconnected from that person. You've started to compare that person to another idea entirely, right? So there's a lot of places in our issues in marriage and relationship where all we need is a little bit of gratitude, because what you focus on expands, positive or negative, right? You focus on negative, it expands, it occupies, because there cannot be a vacuum. It occupies the whole space for you because it has to align with your reality. Like, it helps you spread it around. But just a little bit of intentionality with respect to emotional intelligence, you're able to say, let me calm down. Let me calm down. What is it? Let me list out the things that I love about this person. Just that moment like that, right? First of all, you just gained a weapon. Not only is it going to grow, it can potentially spread to those other aspects that you would like to see too. You might be able to say, babe, I would like you to be involved in this. Get, I that's just my fantasy that one day you will know where my thing is, where my, you will remember to say, hey, how was your day today, right? It's always going to, I'm sorry, it's always going to be deeper. That's a set of rules, the kind that Bamiloye gave us. It's always going to be deeper than that. It's going to take some effort on your side. It seems like you're doing all the effort because they're standard based. Similar to Bamiloye's standards. They are standard based, but they're not paying attention to the actual dynamics that you're being dealt. The cards is what you do with the cards you've been dealt, right? Like the parable of the talent is like, you're going to find something to complain. If you look around long enough, you will find something to complain about. All of us, I guarantee you, is the trick that the devil plays on us, right? Just look around long enough, there's something you can complain about. It's so easy. But the hardest part is, what is it that I can appreciate about this person? If there's nothing, absolutely nothing you can appreciate about that person, why are you in that situation? It's a viable question. It's a very realistic question. Why are you in that situation? You don't have to make a move. Just ask, why am I in this situation with this person? I think it might be time to, divorce might be your solution at that point in time. So yes, I agree. Some wife knows all this stuff and all this stuff and all this stuff. I don't think it has anything to do with anything. I think it's just standards. A particular standard you set for yourself. A lot of people, it sounds good on paper, but when you really get deeper into it, the issues are deeper. Shout out to K Asuko. At least Film Girl is not here today. Film Girl, she's coming back later on. She's probably in the background working. Auntie was not having in AG Ohio. Are you a man or woman? snake in the murky shadow, or the eagle has landed. Ola, was that Ebuka? No, that was not Ebuka. Ebuka will not. I don't think he has the personality that will bring himself to that. Akabant is so engaged in everything. He's a modern man. He wants to know everything. Ebuka will not. Ebuka is a guy who understands the nuances, even if it's that. He lets his lady do what the ladies do. But some men, they are so into it because they've listened to enough women say, you do this, and then they don't know when to just say, okay, she doesn't want you to be loud about that. Okay, now you know when my time comes, or every month. But shut up, Jesus Christ, you talk too much. Some men don't know those nuances, right? And they're just trying to be better, but it's those nuances that's causing a lot of people problem, you know. Ebony Mary, welcome. I didn't see you were here. I work at a children's hospital, and I'm always surprised how some fathers know nothing about their kids, down to simple things like date of birth. No, that's terrible. But there's a saying, don't start what you can't finish. Many people enter marriage taking a lot and then get frustrated. They do. They knew they couldn't keep up, resentment in the end. They do, but I always try to give them grace, because literally all of us that say I do, we don't know what we're doing. So I try to give them grace on that, you know. And I use that to say, hey, prepare yourself. Once you finish that wedding, the work starts. That's when you start to learn. That's when the comprehension starts. You can learn all the theory you want to learn before that, but once the wedding stops, that's when the actual comprehension, that's when it starts, you know. But there's okay, we covered that already. Ola is dropping gems. Weapons aren't only negative things. What we like about each other can be weaponized to breathe new life back into the relationship. Yes, absolutely. There's part of the frustration. You begin to ask yourself, do you have to carry a large load? Yes, that's when you start giving to yourself. That's the point. That's usually a sign that you've been draining yourself. You've drained yourself too much. It sounds like I'm blaming you for everything, but I think you should be able to, you should have enough to give before you try to give to other people. You should be able to save yourself first, right? Do you have to carry a large? No, you never have to do that. If it feels that way, even if you're wrong, if it feels that way, the result is never going to be good. So it's better to slow down and start giving to yourself. How many Amazon boxes are coming to your door front every other day? Just for you, not for the husband, not his cream, not his air cream, just for you. How many? It's probably a lot already. You probably haven't paid attention to it, right? But I'm just saying, not necessarily material things. In terms of taking care of yourself, self-care, are you doing enough of that? Okay, all right. Because people tend to mimic the level of self-care you give to yourself. Okay, especially if you've never done that before. Once you start doing it, it creates a shock in their system. It creates anxiety. They start to wonder. They might even start to stalk you. Like, what is she up to? Why are you looking that nice? I'm working and caring for everyone. Yeah, slow down. Slow down. Not just for the sake of slowing down, to take care of yourself. There cannot be a vacuum. You cannot pretend that you're slowing down. You have to slow down so you can feed the number one you first. That's what you have to do. And then after that, then you need to engage gratitude. Okay? And then gratitude will help you to require or to ask for, because ask is part of the game, right? But you'll be asking from a place of you'll be asking in a very healthy way, as opposed to from a place of frustration, because that frustration is another beast on its own. That's not good. It will multiply. You know more about them than you know about yourself. Not good. Not good. You should take care of yourself. That's all sounding like you should take care of yourself. Do you know women instill more into their children than their dad? Forget about money, moral, and all from the mom. So treat them well. Hold them in very high esteem. Listen, we don't disagree with that. You're now making me going to sound like I was talking to Blaben. We don't disagree with that at all. But they're women. Okay? They're women. I know you think we're in 2024 and it should all be equal. That's simply unrealistic. Okay? It's not a matter of equal. It's a matter of understanding your strength and your weaknesses and complementing each other. And then it feels equal. It's not exactly equal. Other people might look at it and think it's equal. No, it is not. There's no math for that. It's about your strength and your weaknesses. Every side has the strength and the weaknesses. And then you have the skills to make sure they complement. Right? If that's feeling like a lot of large load on your end, there's only one thing after this session that you have to do. Do the inventory of how you take care of yourself. How have you been taking care of yourself? Well, I'm a mother. I can't just abandon my children. Well, see, you're a mother, okay? Then what is it about that excites you? What is it about that you can celebrate, right? There's a lot that can go into. It depends on your specific of your story. I just want to say that because I might be generalizing a little bit. It depends on the specific of your situation, right? If you're doing something and you're truthfully doing it from your place, from a place of it's just a natural thing, then let's mean that. But don't forget to take care of yourself. And if you have to ask for help, if that person is the father, ask for the help. Okay? But if you're asking from a place after you have been frustrated, obviously that's not going to produce good fruit too, right? Because you have no idea what that person, that's another human being too. You have no idea what they're going through internally. Like I said, like they can be a mad person. I'm not even exonerating them. That person can just be mad. Because I'm sure that's where you might want to paint this person as they're not good enough. Good, they're mad. Do you know how crazy they are? Okay, let's focus on taking care of yourself. As in, like, do the inventory of how you've been taking care of yourself and manage your resources, including how you take care of your children. If it's part of what you have been taking care of and you feel this way, stop doing that. It's a full-blown adult. Stop for now. It's temporary. Stop. Okay? Because you cannot give what you don't have. You can't. Now, everything I've just said throughout this whole show in the past 2 hours is easier said than done. It's going to be hard. You need support system to get through this. You'll be triggered in and out until you figure it out. Okay? So let me just say that before we keep going. Chinye said, like being a superwoman. Please, I'm not a superwoman. Please don't try that. Clearly you're not, if you're complaining about it. If you are, and I don't mean complaining in a condescending way, as in like if it's not something you enjoy, you're not a you're a superwoman. You're not a superwoman. Okay? You're somebody's daughter. You should be taken care of too. But you need to learn how to take care of yourself first. Please. Do I need to remind you of stories like Osinachi and stuff? Take care of yourself first. Okay? Whatever you have to do, sometimes somebody's going to say, I'm teaching them to build house in another city now. Listen, do what you have to do to feel like you're taking care of yourself first. All of that can be a temporary thing. Once you are given adequately to yourself, then you can pour into other people. Because other people have a lot more going on, especially if you're that disconnected from them. It's clearly not a united front. But that could be a temporary thing, but you need to make sure you're good first before you can pour even into your own children. I know that sounds harsh, but even into your own children, those kids are not going to get the best of you if you're not taking care of yourself. You know? But I bet we're still waiting for you to scatter the chat. But I bet it's liking the balance today. Don't mind them. You said it right, my brother. We all need to ask for help before frustration sets in. Marriage is a partnership, a team of four. Just ask. Just ask. My wife was guilty of not asking for a while. She was guilty, and it caused resentments, you know. And it became, that guy is just being intentionally wicked, and obviously that would be far from the truth. But I can't judge her because that's what it feels like on our end, right? And some people are lucky to be here, to still be in this. Some people are not that lucky, you know. Yeah. She is talking about she's a damsel in distress. Wahala. Anyway, this Mike Bamiloye's story. Is the Baba is not wrong. The young lady is not wrong. It's just that right and wrong is irrelevant, as usual. As usual, not relevant. Case by case by case. Case by case by case. All right. So we do have to cover a little bit more. Okay, let me go ahead and cover the main story of the day, just in case I decide that after that I'm done, you know. But this story, if you got some value out of this, you definitely need to check this next one out. I'll be right back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Oh God. So we covered this story before in the past. But there's some more details that came out as published on as published on dailymail.co.uk. This is you guys stuff in the UK, right? This story in the JAPA in the UK. This man that ended his whole family. So it's a very, very sad situation. We're gonna try not to end on this. I don't want to end on this. I'm just gonna cover it real quick because it's too sad of a story. I don't want to end on a sad note. But yeah, it's over now. It's over. Now it's over. You guys remember this story? All right. Whenever people say DV, this is what my mind goes to. But you guys have corrected me today. Emotional, which everybody collect on that end when it comes to. If you want to group all of them under DV, I need to assess that properly. Because DV just sound like, because when it comes to emotional and verbal, the best of them, they go through it, okay, before they figure it out. You know that time when you call him is stupid, yeah, that falls under that category too. Like, if I slap you, I'll give you an example in a few minutes. Let me just cover this story real quick. But I bet say young lady is wrong herself. Ladies, please ask for help. Oh, men don't read minds. So some same way we want to communicate that they need financial assistance, want them to communicate. Yeah, please ultimately just ask for help if you're feeling that way. So this story, according to Daily Mail, abusive husband beat his wife to death with son's skateboard. Trigger alert with skateboard while police waited outside for permission from their bosses to go in. Jesus. So this was published on the 25th of April. Officers heard a number of bangs inside the house which Olubunmi Abodunde had gone into, despite bail conditions imposed the day before that banned him from the property following another violent episode. So there was actually arrest before. Jesus. When they finally entered 25 minutes later, they found Taiwo Abodunde, 41, with a trigger alert skull, skull, smashed in. Jesus Christ. Terrible. That's crazy. I'm trying to slow down reading it so we don't get flagged, okay? Abodunde, 48 years old man, who had been repeatedly investigated by Suffolk, how do you pronounce that? Suffolk police. I think there's a Suffolk County in New York, actually. But I know they're all named after the British. Let's see. Suffolk police about DV was due to go on trial for... Wait. Who had been repeatedly investigated was due to go on trial. Okay? It was due to go on trial for murder, but changed his plea to guilty yesterday. He changed his plea to guilty yesterday after a jury had been sworn in. Oh wow, they've been telling him his chances. I mean, like, Judge Martin Levitt, sitting at Lipswich Crown Court, warned him the only possible sentence was life sentence. Jesus. Olubunmi, it's one of those typical London houses. Jesus. Suffolk Constabulary has referred itself to the Independent Office of Police Conduct, which confirmed 3 officers were under investigation. An IOPC spokesperson said, "We advised 2 Suffolk officers that they are under investigation for potential breaches of the police standards of professional behavior at the level of gross misconduct." So he's a police. Are they saying he's a police? Is that what they're saying right now? I think they're saying he was a police. "We advised another officer that they are under investigation at the level of misconduct." Abodunde had a history of jealousy and suspicion, right? Jealousy and suspicion. Keep in mind that when you're a jealous person, right, we're not expecting you to admit it. The best we're expecting you to do is to self-reflect and to see if your partner might be receiving their experience with you as jealous. You don't have to admit that you're jealous. You just have to assess your behavior. Is it possible? Just calm down first. And is it possible that I'm being received? The experience with me is being received as a jealous person. I think a lot of time people put the weight on themselves that it must be something I agreed to, that I'm a jealous person, and then I will now agree. But it might be too late to. Okay. It might be too late. It might be too late. Accuse his wife of having, that's a major lesson that I want to extract out of this today. It might be too late. Okay. But Ben likes to quote me that I talk about action and reaction. This is one of those times when we draw the line. Okay. At some point we have to draw a line. Right. Let's see. He had been investigated by police a number of times over alleged domestic violence incidents before his wife's death. He was arrested on April 27 last year when police arrived at the couple's home in Newmarket, Suffolk, and found Mrs. Abodunde with a split lip. Oh. Later that day, he was freed on police bail with the condition that he stayed away from the marital home and didn't approach his wife. I read somewhere else that I think there's some allegations that the wife was cheating. That will be irrelevant. Thank you. These are good, very strict examples that I can use to get your attention. Say, hey, irrelevant. Irrelevant. Okay. I know somebody's out on the internet making that relevant right now as we speak. Right now, it's not relevant. At least to the judge, it's not relevant. But after working a night shift at Tesco, he went home just after 9 a.m. to allegedly pick up his mobile phone. You guys can still hear me, right? Okay. 2 officers arrived at 9:20 a.m. to take a statement from Mrs. Abodunde about the previous night's incident and heard repeated banging noises inside. All right. Crazy. But it wasn't until 9:55 a.m. that they forced their way in after getting approval from senior officers and found Mrs. Abodunde obviously dead near the front door. A post-mortem examination later showed she had been throttled until she fell unconscious, then stamped on until trigger alert. If you can't hear this, just leave quietly. Thank you. Then stamped upon until her ribs were broken before her husband used the skateboard to finish her off. The blows were so violent that the skateboard was damaged. Prosecutor Simon Spence KC told the court that banging officers heard was likely to have been Abodunde continued to attack his wife after she was unconscious or dead. Now, the line has been drawn now. The message today is that you can choose to draw the line much earlier. Right? You can choose to draw the line much earlier. Here's the rock bottom. You can choose that the rock bottom is much earlier. Right? You can choose that. Okay? But this is the line here. If you don't draw that line, nature will draw that line for you at some point. Something will have to give at some point. Something has to give at some point. During the hearing, the court heard the couple who had 3 children arrived in the UK from Nigeria in 2022. They just arrived in JAPA 2022, as well as clashes over the alleged affairs. Okay, alleged affairs. Okay, no evidence. No evidence.
We go explain because no evidence.
No evidence. As well as clashes over alleged affairs, there were also arguments about bills. Somebody's going to be like, this is about finances. Finances cause okay. Clearly, this one's had issues, okay? Again, it's easy to point out the easy things like bills, this person is cheating. Those things are easy to point at. The issues are deeper. Mrs. Abodunde had a job as a care home assistant in Cambridge, but her husband, who had trained as a civil engineer, was unable to find work in his profession. So it's not a police. He wasn't a police. He just arrived in 2022, right? To find work in his profession and took shift at Tesco and Wikis. Is that how they pronounce it? Wix? After his arrest for the murder, Abodunde was taken to hospital because he appeared to have some sort of mental episode. Obviously, a person who is normal will not do that. Okay? That person has lost their mind at that point. Right? When you, God forbid, when the person blacks out, they probably have been blacking out in and out for a while. Okay? He later claimed in a statement to police he had acted in self-defense, saying, "My wife has subjected me to physical abuse for a number of years." You see that quote? My wife has subjected me to physical abuse for a number of years. All right. So when the title says, JAPA, my wife made me do it, that's the way I'm interpreting that. Clearly, that's not going to fly, right? When the line is drawn, at some point the line will be drawn. At some point, you cannot claim that you are reacting to other people's actions. You're responsible for your own actions. You've always been responsible for your own actions, but sometimes you get away with it. You say things like, he made me do it, she made me do it. If you don't draw the line of that kind of excuse and hold yourself accountable, at some point the line will be drawn. It's not sustainable. Something has to give at some point. Hopefully it's not this kind of crazy story. Self-awareness is key. All right, let's keep going. On November 28th, we got into an argument. She ran at me with a knife. I grabbed the knife and cut my hand. I was defending myself. But the court heard while he did have an injury to his hand, there wasn't a knife near his wife's body. Ineka Akudolu KC defending, that's a lawyer, that's a defendant, what do you call them? Defendant lawyer, right? Said the level of VI violence was completely out of character. Okay, so she's defending. That's what she's supposed to do. For her client, she's probably just trying to get a reduced time. That's all she can do. For her client, I might have been affected by medication he was taking, but she had no medical evidence. Would be provided to support his claim.
We go explain because no evidence.
Detective Inspector Dan Connick of Suffolk Police said after the hearing, this was an awful attack on a woman that has had a lasting impact on the community and most importantly on the victim's family. We are pleased that Taiwo's family will no longer have to go through the pain of a trial. Our thoughts remain with Taiwo's family and friends and hope this result will bring some small comfort to them. Taiwo Abodunde worked for Cambridge Manor Care Home, which provides dementia, residential, and respite care. A spokesperson for the facility, which is owned by TLC Care, said, "We are all deeply shaken and upset by the tragic death of Taiwo, who was a much-loved member of our home community. Our thoughts and deepest condolences are with her family. Taiwo always cared for those who support with compassion and kindness, and she'll be greatly missed by all of us and our residents." Abodunde was remanded in custody and will be sentenced on May 9th. All right, so he already pled guilty, so they don't have to determine him guilty anymore. This one is too much for me. I'm just going to read the chat and then we'll move on. move right ahead. The only lesson I have here is that yes, every action is a reaction. That's number one. Number two, you're responsible for your reactions, because reactions. Your reactions are actions you are responsible for. You can only get away from that for so long. Eventually, a line will be drawn. Or you can choose to draw the line, hold yourself accountable without necessarily saying it's your fault. We're not saying you have to say things are your fault, but you can just hold yourself accountable for your reactions, which are your actions, before it gets too late. Because if you don't do that, the universe will do it for you, and it may not be a pretty sight. Okay. Not to say, yes, we have Suffolk County. Yep. Let's see. He's saying that he supposed cheating is irrelevant to him. Maya, yes, it's absolutely irrelevant. Kojo. Absolutely irrelevant. Yep. Like as absolute. If you give one room for relevance of cheating to this case, you are literally saying, okay, this is how most people will interpret it. You are saying it is okay to buy a person when they cheat on you. Is that what you're saying? No, I know my brother Ben. He's not saying that. So I know you agree with me that cheating is absolutely irrelevant. I know you're with me, brother. I know you're with me. The way couples are advised to do genotype before marriage, psychological evaluation should be done too, please. Sure. But anger is temporary insanity. Okay? So if you see anger and stuff like that, something as simple as somebody throw a glass cup like this off the table because they're angry, it's not an overreaction to go and sleep in the hotel for the night. Call the police on her. Gentlemen, let her go and sleep in jail for the night. Don't be afraid. It's okay. If she throws this stuff across the room and it bangs, or she starts pulling stuff from the wall and breaking them, at least, I know you're a man, you don't want to call police on your woman, I get that. At least remove yourself temporarily. And please don't go back into that relationship until you ensure. The next request is that you must engage therapy. We're not moving forward unless this is addressed. Unfortunately, a lot of these issues is when you, because of marriage, the government doesn't want to come into. It's such a personal thing. There's only so much they can come into it. Like the auntie said yesterday, if you no agree, they will agree for you. That's as much as they can do, because it's family matters. It's a sacred thing as far as they're concerned. They can't be enforcing, right? But we can educate ourselves, right? So, Chai, what will happen to those 3 kids now? Just like Osinachi's children, yeah? He will start raising funds for them, I guess. Didn't he claim self-defense? He did. He did. He claimed he had been abused before. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Right? But when the line has been drawn, that's no longer relevant. Sorry, yo. No, I want to be sensitive. I don't want to play that sound stuff. Yeah, it's no longer relevant once this crazy kind of line has been drawn. His lawyer is Igbo, defense lawyer. Thank you, Jared, defense lawyer. That's what I was trying to say. Self-defense care. After she was down and you continue to finish her with the skateboard, when she was down, it shows that it's not no damn self-defense. Yeah, pray that God will give you the wisdom so that you don't end up in a blackout. When people black out, you're blacked out. But blackout doesn't fall out of the skies. There's a series of events that leads to that. If a woman is cheating on you, that's your cue. That's your cue. Like, she doesn't respect you. She's made a choice. Move on. It doesn't change the fact that it's a very sad situation, that you're hurt by it. Move on. Move on as fast as humanly possible. Gone just like that. Shake my head. Poor kids. The level of Shalaye no get part 2. That's why Allah said her so-called cheating, yeah, it's not relevant. Once a certain line is drawn, wherever he was reacting to is no longer relevant. You see how I'm spelling it out? Because the reality, we have to be spelling it out. It's not that simple to comprehend that all the way. I have to keep spelling it out. It's not relevant. So I would rather he knows this before he ends up in this situation. Foresight. If this kind of thing happens, so this cheating thing I'm crying about will no longer be relevant. So I'm going to make it irrelevant this moment. Move on. I'll go in my corner, I'll cry like a bitch. Move on with your life. You're a good man. Somebody else will find you useful in society as a husband. By the way, all of that is easier said than done. I just want to encourage you, please, don't wait until I have to tell you that it's irrelevant. Make it irrelevant as soon as possible. If a woman chooses to cheat on you, let's assume it's the truth. She doesn't want to be, she's troubled. Whatever is going on there. Because she could leave before she cheats, right? Like they say, right? But she's not doing that. That's trouble already, right? Or you can sit down there, she's just been evil. We're going to give her deliverance. Say, do you think frustration of being in a new environment or not being able to get a job within this career line could have contributed to this? Expectations versus reality. Everything contributed to it. Everything contributed to it. Pressure, frustrations, not feeling like a man. They might hold money in Nigeria. He might be under the pressure of owing money. But when this kind of line has been drawn naturally, we have to call it what it is. It's a murderer. That's it. Does that sound harsh? It's the reality. That's why I say everything I say before it gets like, don't wait until that. Don't wait. Don't wait until that. Just, if you have a need to ask for submission, she cannot submit. Don't jebe. It's not working. If you have to ask for trust, that person cannot trust you. If you have to ask for respect, it's not adding up to respect. You are pulling teeth, and that's deep. Like it's not going to work. You're going to break bones and shatter things. And the best thing, your best point of leverage, is self-awareness. Let go. Acknowledge first that it's very hard to do, but let go. Let go. Let go. Letting go might just be a temporary thing you have to do. Okay. Might just be. So everything contributed to it, but how long do you think the judge is going to? They might give you 2 or 3 days to go to trial. If you don't have evidence, guess what they're going to call it? Irrelevant.
We go explain because no evidence.
No justification for his action though. Mental health is real. I got you, Toby and Tribe. As she starts reaching for AK-47, run man, run. Oh. Abby, knife. I know stories, personal stories of people that have reached for stuff, bang it on their husband's head, things like that, or slap them from behind. I know those stories. Okay. And they are okay today, but they're just lucky that it's not a. Some people will black out and choke the shit out of. It's a dangerous game to play, It's a dangerous also, but people just don't fall into that space. Once you start engaging in words and you say things that you find that you can't forget, the other person has said things to you that in your heart in that moment you couldn't forgive. That's your cue. That's your cue, right? This is the part where they say, I'm teaching you to divorce. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision, but get out. It might end up being a permanent decision. Okay? It might end up being a permanent decision. That's the reality of what we're dealing with. So but if we pretend like just because you know how to pronounce the name of Jesus 3 times, Jesus, and you think this is not going to happen, and you say, hey, there's no need for any skills, just do what works for you. Isn't that what we're telling ourselves? These things are more common than we like, okay? Than we like to admit, okay? So going back to somebody that said DV earlier, these things are more common than we would like to admit, as a matter of fact. By someone for cheating is absolutely unacceptable. That's it. That's all I was saying. But why cheating in the first place when you can leave? Because we're cheaters. We lie, we cheat, we steal. You just kind of do it in the way that's not, you don't take people's candy. I get it. In the fridge, in the break room. I know you're not a thief, Motibo. Okay. But if I dig deep into your character as a human being, you've stolen something before. And you call it was all God. Somebody said, don't let somebody's wife stop you from going for the love of your life. You justify, you say it's the blessing of God. They stole a bunch of money from the ministry at your workplace, and they gave all of you bonuses, and you went to church and gave the testimony. But stay with me, bro. Stay with me, okay? Human beings will cheat when it feels right. If they can justify it, they will do what they have to do. When it becomes a matter of survival, they do what they have to do. You just need to know this and know peace, okay? When you know this and know peace, it doesn't mean that's where it ends. You will focus more on influencing as opposed to trying to control people with rules. You focus more on your ability to influence people to just want to treat you good. They don't have a choice. They see you. They see respect. They just want to treat you good. When people see Brother Ben, they just say, we're about to laugh right now. We're about to feel good. That's your superpower. Right? If you now set rules, could it work? That rule, oh, you must be around me. It doesn't work. That's controlling behavior that people engage when they don't have their way inside of marriage. They disengage from the influence they used in the first place to toast and woo that person. They get into, you're not supposed to act like that as a wife. It does not work. If you have to say that, it's not working. It's not working. You need to back off. It's not working. Like the lady that pied our Niger brother. The picture looks so loving. I guess even crazy marriages have loving moments. They all have loving moments. They just didn't know how to appreciate those loving moments. The negative is louder and can destroy faster. You know, destroying a building is easier than building it. Right? This is all we have to be aware of this, right? It's easy to use one small moment and destroy everything because of anger. So most times it's not you're destroying a person. Well, most times it's like you're not talking for months back to back. You're destroying. Who dashed that one lady hood? See her cold eyes. Wait, she said if she cheated, that means she doesn't respect him, so she should leave. Then this is the same for women. A man doesn't respect her either. Why are we told to endure for the marriage? You should never be. I don't subscribe to enduring a marriage. I think that question should go to other people that say that, you know. If you have to tell a woman to endure a marriage, it's not working. Something is wrong. There are deeper issues. That's not my language. It's probably more like Pastor Mike Bamiloye's language. He said this. He actually said it, you know. No, if she cheated, she's anybody that cheats on you. No. It's different. It's actually different. Men and women are not the same thing. When a woman is cheating on a man, right, she's lost respect for him. Okay? When a man is cheating on his woman, he lacks self-respect. Those are two different things. That is a man that's not about his purpose. He has time for a lot of nonsense. The society is structured a little bit differently for men or women, as subscribed to by women themselves. Because when it becomes your son, that's when it shows. When it becomes your brother, then that behavior shows. It's different. Okay? However, cheating across the board is just wrong. It's just wrong, you know? But it's not about cheating. It's about when your woman naturally wants to look up to you. This is general. Okay? Most people want a man they can look up to. Man is not looking around looking for a woman he can look up to. That's not how that works. It's different. He's looking for a woman he can take care of. If it makes you feel better, maybe you want to call it handbag. Right? He's looking for a woman he can like, this is my lady, right? Until see finish enter, and then he start to act out, right? But it's not the same thing, okay? And we shouldn't be making the same thing, because then we disconnect from the reality of social intelligence, emotional intelligence that goes to how we've socialized some of these things. I want you to stay aware when it comes to that. It doesn't mean that the woman is less than the man. It just means that we have two different roles that we play in society. All right. But endurance in marriage, I'm with you. If you have to endure in marriage, something is not working. Okay. Now, there is a phase that both of you endure as a joint force, right? And sometimes you rub against each other. There will be friction because it's two people at the end of the day, right? Two people try to do one. You will argue, you might not disrespect, but it can happen too. You can disrespect each other. You can, there's a disagreement, I want to say, right? And you grow through that together. Like you ultimately, overall, you keep a united front. You fight together through that phase. It becomes beautiful. They call it couples goal, right? There's that phase. That phase can look like endurance. We're not going to pretend like you're not going to have phases. But if you feel like your partner is on your side while you're doing that, it won't be a problem. Sometimes in the middle of that phase, you feel like they are your enemy. Sometimes just because he has an opinion that he doesn't agree with you, you say, why you always take other people's side? Does that not happen? Look at me and say it doesn't happen. Does that not happen? I beg. Please, let's come back to real life, okay? Has he been convicted? He pled guilty, so I don't know. I think they were only trying to get reduced time, They're going to sentence him on May 9th. Easy to say, absolutely. There are many fishes in the ocean only to catch shrimp. No, all of this is easier said than done. But if you're a shrimp, you will catch shrimp. Sometimes you don't know that you're a shrimp. Big if she cheated. Yes, if she cheated. But listen, human beings cheat. It's not a far-fetched that she cheats. I don't know why this is a surprise. Like when we say people cheat, it's just like you guys are all surprised. People cheat, okay, when it becomes a matter of survival. Get real, okay? It doesn't have to be you that you will cheat. You don't have to attract a husband or wife that will cheat on you. No, you don't have to. I'm just letting you know that people are cheating, okay? They're cheating in one shape, form, or the other. Sometimes it's ordinary text messages. Get real. Okay, that's where you are. That's when you're all disappointed. How come a person can cheat? They are a person. They're a person. Okay, so pay attention. Go nurture your relationships. Is there an excuse to cheat? No, cheating is always wrong. They are responsible for their action. Okay, it is what it is. We don't have to assess cheating or stealing or lying beyond what it is. If you cheat, you steal, you lie, you get caught, there's consequences. Very simple. Okay, but if you don't want to attract that kind of situation, please don't be in denial that human beings cheat, steal, and lie. They do. Okay, they do when it becomes a matter of survival. That's why we have the Bonnie and Clyde. She will see that it's all wrong. She's like, I'm fighting with you, bro. We're going to heaven and come back together. It's me and you against the world. Let's get real. All right. Yeah, this is a very sad story. The main lesson for me on this one is very simple. The main lesson is very simple. I just want to repeat it. All actions are reactions. All of them. Okay? You're responding to environmental factors. You're responsible to responding to somebody's action. Somebody made you do it. You can claim that for anything. You're responsible for all of the actions, even though they're all reactions. Okay? You will get away by saying they made you do it a lot. People will give you, it's called people giving you grace. But at some point, some line will be crossed. If you're that disengaged from holding yourself accountable, at some point a line will be crossed. At some point you will hit rock bottom, and it might be too late. Like this situation, you can hit rock bottom much earlier, right? You can just look around you and see that the end of certain behavior, a sequence of behavior, does not end well, and you can hold yourself accountable and say, let me slow down. Even if I don't know what's going on, let me back off. It's okay to go and sleep in a hotel room. It's okay. It's easier said than done, granted, but let's normalize that it's not okay to normalize toxic behaviors inside of marriage. Let's not wait until it gets so bad, because when people black out, it will be too late to be preaching to them that they are wrong. They know they are wrong. See, he just pled guilty. It's too late at that point. If a person is outrightly cheating on you and you're sitting down there and you're arguing with them back and forth, what about that matter? They know they are wrong already. But something is going, there's an internal battle going on and they are fighting it. And if you sit down there and keep doing that, fighting them, you might be enabling it. How about save yourself now? Okay, just save yourself. Just focus on saving yourself. Okay, whatever that means in your specific situation. That's all I have for this one. I hear men say women are emotional, but it's controllable anger. No, we are all emotional, all of us, men or women. We express it differently because of socialization. Okay, and some primitive behavior. We express our emotions differently from gender to gender, but we're all emotional. This is the anger that we're talking about right now is what it looks like when a man lose complete control of his emotion. Yeah, it's bad, you know. So, but good point. A lot of people say that a lot. They're wrong. We're all emotional beings, which is why emotions no be our mate. Both men and women. Do you know men list their wives to cheating? Wait, what? I missed that. No, it's not anger. He is being a man. Uncontrollable anger. Interesting. They think being emotional is only when no. Emotions is when people that are emotionally manipulative are emotional, literally. If they are logical, they will be able to say, it's not working. A woman who is cheating on me, I need to leave, you know. I can just dismiss her. She clearly doesn't want to be here. Easier said than done, but getting out of your emotions is easier said than done, right? We're saying the same thing. Lose their wives to cheating. Yes, they do. There's all kind of, I know, like, there are all kind of terrible stories of women cheating. You know, it's a lot of men that have exercised a lot of emotional control around that, and you might never hear them say it because they also need to protect their ego over time. All right, if you like the value in this, I think, let me ask you guys a question. What should we cover here? Okay, there's let me see. Let's see. All right. You will like this next one. Just stay tuned. Okay, I'll be right back. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Solomon Buchi and Mr. Korra, Obidi, Justin, Dean. Let's talk about these people. Wow. Anyway, so you know, we've covered, if you want to go and watch Korra Obidi's story that we've been covering for the past few days or weeks, you can go and watch it. But apparently, this guy is still going hard. There's just one very simple point I want to point out on this very one here, on this quick story. Why did you marry a woman who twerks 24/7? What's wrong with marry a woman who twerks 24/7? Let me ask ladies this question, but Ben, Pim for now, okay? Ladies, answer that question for Solomon Buchi. What's wrong with marrying a woman who twerks 24/7?
Not be juju be that.
He said, not again. What's wrong? Answer this question for me. Oh, I beg. Answer this question for me. Is there anything wrong? Yes or no? Is there anything wrong with marrying a woman who twerks 24/7? Please, I'm tired. You're tired? No, if I see opportunity to start lessons, I will cover it, unfortunately. Or fortunately, right? Well, is there anything wrong with marrying a woman who twerks? Just tell me your own truth, oh. Tell me your own truth. Okay? Sorry, brother, I'm not a fan of these two at all. Oh, really? I'm a fan of both of them. Right? I'm a fan. What's wrong? Ebony says she don't get work. What is wrong with marrying a woman who twerks 24/7? Life coach said, why did you, life coach Solomon Buchi, interrogate American chiropractor Justin Dean over his latest rant? We're going to talk about the rant real quick. What is wrong? Is she cannot submit to your program as a traditional man? What is wrong is that she cannot submit to your program as a traditional man. Is Justin Dean a traditional man? We'll first of all say he's a traditional man, eh? Is Justin Dean a traditional man? AG Ohiho says it takes a village to raise a child. Speaking in codes. I'm trying to decode what you said. What's wrong with marrying a woman who twerks 24/7? Right? I'm trying to imagine my wife twerking 24/7 on the internet. Just breaking it 24/7. You guys go like, that's my Fastie's wife. She's twerking again. Wow, oh more. But I bet, thank you for being a good sport. It's like I'm holding on for the ladies to say this. Mario said there's a problem, but there's a lead for every pot. Wait, there isn't a problem, but there is. 24/7, okay. So this is for who said earlier that they say men are not emotional. This is emotional talk. This is an example of an emotional talk. This is Ebony. Ebony said that. This is an example of an emotional talk. Clearly, she's not dancing 24/7. But when you exaggerate, that's usually coming from a place of emotion. So these are men talking now. So congratulations. You see men emotionalizing the conversation. So it is what it is. Why did you marry a woman who twerk 24/7? Solomon says, oh, that's the part of her brand, I guess. Just realized you were talking about Korra. Oh, I was talking about Korra. Yeah, I was talking about Korra. Right? What's wrong with a woman who is twerking 24/7? Right? Factor in that the people that are asking that question are coming from an emotional blackmail standpoint. He is not traditional. It just doesn't work out for them. I hope they find other people. You think Korra is going to find somebody that'll be okay? Some men are probably sliding in that DM already. In this respect, men have no shame. They will slide in that DM. Okay. After the manosphere men will slide in that DM after they drag her publicly. Have you not seen that before? Go and ask Water. Water from Fresh and Fit. Ola will not kill me. Na real AG Ohio. Abi. Since AG Ohio will not tell me. She's a gone with the winds. She's definitely a woman. That's a woman that will say that. Gone with the winds. Bow. The twerking was bringing in money. That's a good point. That's why he married her. The money helped him pay back his student loan and live a certain lifestyle. I didn't know that part. That will make a man settle and say, hey, she twerks, that brings in money. Why not? Right? But let's get into it real quick. I kind of stretched that out a little bit. So Solomon Buchi said, why did you marry a woman who twerks 24/7? Sometimes you men marry just to explore and be adventurous. You don't consider that your wife will also be the mother of your kids. Now your eyes have cleared. God help you. So this was a response to Dr. Justin Dean, the chiropractor, DC. My 4-year-old is twerking at me and thinks it's cute. What the fuck? This guy, he never expected it. He shocked him.
He shock you.
I'm done. I don't know why this is this funny to me, but why is he shocked? I guess the shock Solomon Buchi, like, why did you marry a woman that twerks 24/7? He shocked him. Let's see here. You want to marry a Bati, but you don't want a Bati daughter. My brother, Bati begets Bati. Baki begets Badi. Badi begets Badi. When choosing a wife, remember that you're also choosing the mother of your children. And if you can't handle the reality of having daughters like your wife, she's the wrong one. Body can only beget body. I'm done. You see why I have to cover the story now? You see why I have to cover the story? Now, here's the issue with Solomon Buchi's. Why did you marry a woman who twerks 24/7? Honestly, it's too late to be asking that question. He had his reasons for marrying her. He had his reasons, you know. I guess, but the advice is not. The advice is not going to be don't marry a twerker. That's not going to be the advice. The advice, it cannot be that. It cannot be that simple. I'm not sure what the advice is at this point, you know. And I don't think that's why. I don't think it's suggesting that their marriage ended because of twerking. No. That the advice is suggesting that their marriage ended because of twerking. Okay. If you woke up one day and she started twerking and then you said, I'm out, then you can claim that. Okay. Like she had never twerked ever online before. She just woke up one day. She said, I'm chasing after my dreams. I always wanted to be a dancer like Janet Jackson. Right? And then she started twerking. And then you say, I'm out. Hey, now you can claim that the twerking ended the marriage. This situation is none of that. The twerking just happens to be one of the easiest things to point at. Like I always tell you, if you look around you, it might not be twerking. You will find something you can blame, that you can hold accountable outside of self. You will always find something. You know? So, and again, you are preaching to the choir. You don't think Justin Dean already knows this? He knows this already. Oh, God. Same reason Pastor Devon Franklin married Megan Good. The money. And why Kanye married Kim? The money. Oh, you're saying that's the same reason. The same reason why they married. People, listen. Mr. Korra Obidi liked to use Korra to bring traction to her page. I don't even believe that rubbish he said about June. You don't think June twerks? All these kids are twerking, even if their mother don't twerk. That's why I think Solomon is actually out of touch. All these children are twerking. Okay, if you see them at their parties, if you go to children party, you see what I'm talking about. Okay, you literally have to like, why are those kids dancing like that? Everybody gonna pretend you don't see that kid dancing like that? They literally do. They can see it. Okay, so as far as Mr. Korra Obidi is concerned,
You doing what?
Yeah, the surprise is shocking. It's shocking. Let's just tell it to him.
Stop the cap.
And then also, as far as the advisor, the influencer Solomon Buchi is concerned, he's never seen anything. You never see anything. Right? So yeah, he's out of touch with that. He's out of touch. That has nothing. Oh, but you're gonna marry a twerker? Like, bro, they were married. Okay, they had 2 kids together, and it didn't work out. Like many marriages that were holier than thou and didn't work out. Did you not see my Bamiloye just complaining just now? It's happening in church too. The issue is not the twerking, because he knew what he was marrying before. If she suddenly woke up and she started twerking out of nowhere, then you can claim that. Okay, until further notice, you better gather sense, please. Let's gather sense. So for Solomon Buchi too, sorry, stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Stop the absolute cap. Let's see here. Deliverance for what? Same reason. What deliverance for what? Solomon needs to go and sit down. He used to push what Justin was pushing about Korra, like Justin met him behind the scenes to push those narratives. Yeah. So now he's suddenly mad at Justin. Yeah, he never seen anything yet. You know, Obidi is going to show all of us, every single one of us, until you got our brain. Okay. they're going to show you shege first. If you don't see that shege first, you would think everything is about rules, and it's not. It's about your leadership skills, your ability to influence what you're looking for. Ola, June can't dance to save her life. I've seen her dance before, talk less of twerking. So maybe he saw it in, like, maybe he just, like, that's a look like that, and then the guy just lost his mind, like, whoa, I can see your mother in you, don't you dare. Let me go on the internet. Imagine seeing your child is looking for it. There's enough women sympathizing with him, by the way, and you know the result of that, right? He will collect.
Sorry.
Listen, so Buchi needs to tell us how his marriage is going first. It's fresh. His marriage is fresh, right? He's an imported man. He already hit the jackpot. Oh, you talk about Solomon Buchi? Imported man. Ha! But when you see our life? Imported man. I have a different theory regarding why they divorced, but Chinye won't let me. What's the theory now? Yeah, me. Buchi don't know shit. Buchi will be alright. He will learn. He's gonna learn the hard way. Him and Very Dark Man, they're going to learn the hard way. Okay. Anyway, I know we had a long one today, but if you like everything we've been doing thus far, you're really gonna like this last segment. All right. So do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notification. I'll be right back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done
enough. Let's talk about Neyo. Neyo, the R&B singer. Neyo. All right. So a few weeks ago. Did I cover that? I don't think I covered that here. I just said this one will collect. I just knew that this one will collect. See, when they just discovered the manosphere and the red pill stuff, they want to be macho.
Sorry.
So this one will collect. Oh, it's already collecting, Gossef. Actually, usually they're already collecting. But let's talk about Neyo, the singer. Anything is anybody paying attention to how Brother will say, let me do PIM, and then they'll come back and say something? Anybody paying attention to that? Oh, more. This is a weekend though. Was it not Solo Makinde man that said his wife is not the prettiest kinikon? He said that. I remember that. That's weird. Now that takes a lot of he probably took him a while before he realized what he did wrong. That's why I said and so it's only a matter of time, you know. Obidi will show you. They will show you. You know, you might think you have everything written down on paper, common sense. You should not marry a twerker and this and that. Make sure you are washing akpata every day. Make sure you know the birthday of every one of your kids. Baba, you should know the birthday of your kids. That's bare minimum. That's not the issue we are dealing with. Okay, that's not the issues we're dealing with. But anyway, let's leave Buchi alone. Mara said, what a night. It is a night indeed. We're rounding up now. You finally said it. Obidi will buy the M species. No. Obidi multiplies. Right? Obidi is, you know what the Bible said about he who finds a wife, right? What does it say? Bible scholars, he who finds it, let Brother Ben tell you, he who finds a wife for me, no loroyi, right? But before you see it, like harvesting anything in life, before you harvest, Baba, you will go 2 seasons. You will sow seed, rodent will eat it up. The rain we see sometimes, you thought rain will rain forever. So now the rodents will come and eat everything up, and then you start again. And if you are lucky enough, you start harvesting, you'll be like, I will never take this for granted again. So whenever I say Obìnrin, it's a loaded thing, right? It's nothing to be taken for granted. It's something to realize that last, he who finds a wife, he finds a good thing. But there's context to that. It's not stuff we can just say, if I don't bring and everything is just rosy. All you have to do is know the rules. You're right. Anyway, let's see. We're talking about Neyo. Neyo is collecting woto in this street. He said, I won't say pim. Neyo's baby mama, Big Shade, or Big Shade. No, Big Shade. Is that her name? I don't know her name. Confronts him in explosive Instagram live, calling him Didi Junior. Did he do it? Did he do it or did he do it? What's happening here? Do you believe? Anyway, so a few days ago, I saw a video of Neyo walking down the streets, right? He was walking down the street with two ladies, and then he said, I don't advise anybody do what I do. You know, Neyo, like the hat, like Michael Jackson hat, and like dancer, that type of Neyo, right? He was walking down the street, he was doing his thing, just a few days ago. Let me show you this. Yo, but all of us be coming down. Tissue about boje. Be coming down. If you are blessed, you are blessed. If there's trouble in your marriage, it is not just you. See, your brain will tell you it's just you, so you just act mad. You just para everywhere. It's not just you. You're just confused. It's time to learn something new. But let me play this video.
Tell him about the freak off, Diddy Jr. Diddy Jr., tell him about the freak off. He calling the police, y'all. He calling, no, I don't give a, listen. No, you know what you did. Your body slamming on the floor. Come on, police. Tell him the real you. 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 And why we're here today. Tell him why we're here today. Shut boy, refuse to remove me. Why? Because the commotion. How did the commotion start? What did we talk about? What did I ask of you? All of that is irrelevant. Okay, so you calling the police like a y'all, guess what? Over what? Because he want hoes over the house while his kids is here.
Jesus.
Like to have hoes, drugs,
not another AK-47.
Weed. Tell him about the freak off, Diddy Jr. Diddy Jr., tell him about the freak off. He calling the police, y'all. He calling, no, I don't give a, listen. No, you know what you did. Your body slamming on the floor. Come on, police. Tell him the real you. 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 And why we're here today. Tell him why we're here today. Shut boy, refuse to remove me. Why? Because the commotion. How did the commotion start? What did we talk about? What did I ask of you? All of that is irrelevant. Okay, so you calling the police like a y'all, guess what? Over what? Because he want hoes over the house while his kids is here. While you like to have hoes, drugs, and weed. Tell him about the freak off, Diddy Jr. Diddy Jr., tell him about the freak off. He calling the police, y'all. He calling, no, I don't give a, listen. No, you know what you did. Your body slamming on the floor. Come on, police. Tell him the real you. 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 And while we're alcohol, mushrooms, and prostitutes in the house, while his kids are here, everyone has asked him to stop, but he will not listen to nobody. This is what's going on. This is the tea. While the is in the house, I asked him not to bring the in the house. I even came over here to help him with these kids because he won't watch these kids. Tell him about the freak off, Diddy Jr. Diddy Jr., tell him about the freak off.
Diddy Jr.?
Tell him about the freak off. Tell them the truth. Tell these people the truth. Oh, shut the up. You don't give a fuck about none of these kids. Do y'all see a fucking picture in this house?
Oh, the kids are in the house.
He don't care about these kids. All he care about is doing drugs, drinking alcohol, fucking these hoes. That's what you care about. So let's go. I'm a Diddy bop the fuck up out of here. You and your freak off. You can get back to your freak off in a minute. You'll be next. You'll be next.
my
You'll
show.
be next. You'll be next. Your stories will be coming out next. He gonna alcohol, mushrooms, and prostitutes. Say my daughter crying. You gotta go. But the hoe gonna stay, huh? The hoe gonna stay. The hoe gonna stay. The hoe gonna stay.
There's a baby behind on that
The hoe gonna
bed.
stay. Come on now. The hoe gonna stay. Huh? Why can't you just be at home with your kids?
Why can't you just get out?
Why you just can't be at home with the kids? Why you can't be at home with the kids? Is that hard for you to lay in the bed and lay down with your kids?
No, I've done it before.
No, you don't do it. That's the problem. That's why I'm here, and you know that. And you know that. And you know that, though. And you know that. And you know that. I'm on that. Shut up. Shut up. Shut your up. Man, shut your up. Shut your up. Take care of your kids and shut the bitch. Shut the fuck up. Mr. Clean, please stop playing with me before I slap the shit out of you. Police. Police. Shut your up. Pussy hoe. You already did that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. La, la, la. Shut up.
Wow. Wow. Is this the same chick that he was cheating on with the other chick? I don't know them, but I know that Neyo has had troubles with marriage. He had multiple marriages at this point. Okay. But this was Neyo just a few days ago. Let me show it to you. We'll go. By the way, we're not acting angel here. These are the experiences that people are having before it blows out of proportion and we cover it as news. This is what it looks like. These are the things you need to check before it becomes blown out of proportion. Okay, just letting you know. Let's go back to the screen. All right, this was Neyo just a few days ago. Let me play this video. Where's the video? Aha, there you go.
Dating multiple women at once, being married before, advocate.
Then this
dating multiple women at once, being married before. What are your thoughts on legalizing polygamy?
legalizing polygamy? I don't know it was illegal.
It's illegal. You can't get married.
He said he didn't know it was
You can
illegal.
Obviously, have more than one girlfriend.
I feel like in the realm of love and romance, you should let people do whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah?
Can't see how it's hurting anybody.
Exactly. Would you? I mean, do you think it should be legalized?
Sure, why not?
Would you fight with the in DC with the lawmakers?
No, because to be honest, I don't need the government to tell me what it is I can and can't do.
Yeah.
It's my personal life. So,
But if you wanted to get married.
Do you know you can get funding for your business
Oh,
or
Lord.
investments without paying any interest?
Let's pay some bills.
There
It's
are
okay.
very specific.
To more than one woman. Would you consider doing that? Or would you want to even get married to multiple women?
I don't know.
Yeah?
Depends on the situation. I'm not gonna let it ruin my day.
Okay.
The day the people I love know I love them and they love me.
But why don't you write songs about dating multiple women? You're always just like, gassing up one lady at a time when you're writing.
Gassing up one lady at a
I mean,
time.
the songs come out depending on the situation and the circumstance.
Okay.
This is the first time that I've been in a relationship or situation like this, so.
And how is
I say
it?
that no songs about it will come to pass. They'll come.
I love it.
I don't force it when it comes to music. It happens naturally. It happens organically.
You recommend the situation you're in now?
No.
He said
I
no.
don't recommend anything to anybody. What works for me might not work for you.
I'm not sure.
Girls.
He said what works for me might not work for everybody. All right. Yeah, what works for me might not work for you. I don't recommend. Don't call. I'm not your role model.
Find out what works for you.
Can I ask your girls, would you want to get married with two women and Neyo? Something you'd be open to? See you guys, bye, thank you.
All right, so.
Anyway, that's Neyo right there. Listen, to each his own, right? Obviously, but to round off this night, I just want to go through your chat and then we'll take it from there. Shout out to all of you that hung out with me all night. I appreciate you. It's a Friday evening thingy. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your weekend. But let me come back here real quick to this chat. But I won't say Pim. Let's see if he won't say Pim. Let's see. Lobaton, that headline shocked me. He who finds a wife finds a good thing, but must shine your eyes if they found modern women, they're all modern women. Every single one of them are modern women. Let's not deceive ourselves. We need to learn the skills so that you don't go and be accusing your wife. So you don't find yourself in a situation where you start to accuse your wife of being a modern woman. That's what we need to focus on, because they're all modern women. That's the reality, you know. If they're watching TV, you see that one that I posted earlier and I said men are not needed in society. That's what they're seeing on their daytime TV. Okay, your woman is watching that regardless. Now she won't repeat it if she doesn't have to. Now if she has to repeat what that woman is saying, that men are not needed, your marriage is inside shaggy, and that was your wife. So this is not even Crystal, the ex-wife. This was the side that birthed 2 kids. Of course, Ojaton Fino Iyaleni Walabe pillow for the wife. I'm not going to translate that. Maybe Marriott can help me. Neyo say all that is relevant, all that is irrelevant, like MOP would say. This one is relevant, you know, because he was just saying, don't try what I do, don't do what I do at home. He was walking down the street with 2 ladies. He's in this situation, right? But that usually means there's there's fire on the mountain. Okay, I don't know if that's the same translation, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Let's keep going. Ebony said, God damn. If that's true, that's really reckless. My goodness. I mean, you see that she's no different. She was cursing him out right in front of the babies. She's not, you know. If you're a shrimp, you attract shrimps. If you attract quote unquote modern women, like Brother Ben would say, there's something about you that's modern. Because traditional kings, traditional men who are kings, this is not a worry for them. They never have to worry about this kind of nonsense. No, because they hold their own down. Even when they are broke, they know that it's not necessarily about the money. It's about security. You know, starting from emotional security, right? She is so verbally, yeah, she was. You know. And she was doing the most with live on. So if she can behave like that in public, knowing that she turned the live on, imagine what she did when there was no camera on. This is what Brother Ben will mean by modern women. My brothers, I pray you won't meet a modern woman. Oh. But if you don't know what you're doing, you will meet a modern woman, because you will attract yourself, Shani. Anyway, let's continue. He has his tail in between his legs. He go chop breakfast. He has all, he's Neyo. He's going to attract more toxic women. It's just going to happen. He will probably have a few more baby mothers, because once you are having sex with people will get pregnant. Why did you get pregnant? You knew that you should have. People will get pregnant once you're having sex. What do you mean? It's like asking, why do people cheat? People will get pregnant. Get out of here. Why would she expose him at his lowest point? These are the issues. Welcome to the real world, my brother. This chick is not helping either. You think? My goodness, his latest ex-wife left because he had a baby with this lady. Really? Right? So they cheated with them, and then they don't want to be cheated on. You see life? You see that people are cheaters. I keep telling you, people are cheaters. It is what it is, right? This lady is verbally, emotional, and maybe even physically abusive. Forget Neyo. Neyo is an adult. Is she not abusing those children that are watching like that? You don't consider that abusing those children? That is extremely abusive to those children watching that. Right? But welcome to the real world. This is how it happens. When you don't learn how these things work, when you're just focused on what it looks like when it's sweet, and then you now try to set rules when the real people kicks in, the see finish enter, that's what's going to happen. They will overreact. They will do more of what you're complaining about. Yeah. A whole Neyo with all them love songs. Saying all those things around the kids. Welcome to the real world. Her behavior is so immature. He has 2 ex-wives now, and I think 7 kids. That's a lot of drama, right? I don't think Nick Cannon has this kind of drama. Nick Cannon has a lot more kids. He does not have this kind of drama. It takes a certain type of man. If you're fantasizing about polygamy, it's not yet married to all of them. He just has multiple situationship. Apparently, Neyo was on something in that moment. He probably was. That means he can black out, and the worst can happen. You see how wise she was? She was actually stupid. Two women, all to himself, enjoyment of life. That physical is not even a maybe. She threatened him, and you can tell she has put hands on him before. You see? She said, I will slap you. She did, right? Exactly. This is not polygamy, I beg. It's not now, but this is how it starts now. This is what they fantasize. Well, it's not polygamy, but it's poly. It's some kind of poly. How's that? It's some kind of poly. It's not gammy, but it's poly. This is emotional abuse on him. Atlanta is not a real place. Lobaton, another angle. That's true. He seems scared of her. No, he knows the cameras are on. He said, we're on live. Stop. He was conducting. He knew the camera. He knew that she went live. That's what that was. Okay. Yeah. Sad. Ultimately, these are sad because this guy tried to do family. He wasn't capable of doing that. Okay. So imagine the kind of woman is attracted to try to do family with. You go cheat on those same kind of women and you think they're going to... No, it's unrealistic expectations, right? The girl just shining teeth that gets in the bags. You see, blame Neyo, but say nothing about the two women walking alongside him. I think I saw this coming a long time ago. And used to love his music. Where Agege Buruku. Agege, no. This guy is not Agege. If it's Agege, he's doing both together at the same time. Okay. With Beno, no one blamed Neyo. We're all getting that. You see how I just skipped over that. But Ben is Embe, bros, Embe. Where are you getting that? She only asked him if he wants to legalize his relationships by advocating for polygamy. No. I think Ben was talking about what I was saying. Crystal, the ex-wife, was a stripper. They are all the same level because it's Neyo. Neyo was very young when he came into the game, so he's probably gonna attempt to turn strippers to housewives, right? Offset is doing that right now as we speak. It might, in that world, it might be considered, it's a beautiful relationship. There are people that fantasize about that relationship lasting forever. How many times has Cardi B divorced Offset so far? All right, so they're celebrities, but I'm telling you that these behaviors are happening in regular people's lives. They are pushing their husband in the head. They're saying stuff. They're doing like this, right? And then I said that man needs to call the police, because if that line is crossed and you end up doing something to her, it will be irrelevant. One NCO. No, Allah, consider that abusive to the kids too, like Korra doing voodoo in front of kids. Yes, yeah. Didn't his first wife tie her tubes because he didn't want more kids? Yeah, she's married to a white man now, I think. She's on the Housewives franchise. She did after 2 kids. Thank God she found a good man. Oh, okay, so not gammy, but some form of poly. Allah, I want what you had today. Really, I'm on something today, you think? I think it's ginger ale. This is ginger ale. With the mouton ice locusona. It's Friday. Are edibles legal in the state? In my state? You guys are wrong. I think it might be legal here in New Jersey. I'm not sure. I'm not into edibles, obviously, but I think some people, I think they've legalized medicinal stuff here. I'm not sure. It's not my market, so I don't know. I'm one of those people fantasizing about it, but while I day, you're fantasizing about waiting, about poly. I'm confused though. Chiye, what are you talking about? Anyway, that's Neyo for you. Neyo is an absolute rock star. Nonetheless, it's still a rock star. But you know, when you're a rock star, you have a high chance of destroying yourself, and you can destroy yourself in that purpose, in that space. Why? Wait, why would you say that? Coconut head is not your mate. You see number 4 on the screen? Coconut head is not your mate. They especially, they need help. Okay, because there's a bunch of yes men around you. He's been accused by his ex of doing the Diddy freak offs. All right, now that's not far-fetched. Okay, it's very possible. It is what it is. So Neyo is still a rock star, but that also means he needs to be very, very careful. The more he said hell not to poly anything about Cardi and Offset. Oh, okay, about Cardi and Offset. Okay. I got you now. I was like, wait, what? Gee, what's going on? Are you on something? Like they said, I'm on something tonight. Yeah, but I think it was a fantastic session. We did 3 hours and 19 minutes. How's that for a show? All of you should go and rest. Make sure you get some good rest this weekend. All right, make sure you get some good rest this weekend. That doesn't mean we shouldn't engage in the group. Well, I know Brother Ben will come and drag us anyway, as usual. So pay attention. If you're not yet part of the backstage, please don't do that to yourself. Come to the backstage. Come and have a good time with us. We're talking about everything back there. Okay, you can join by simply going to whatsapp.manofprestige with your mobile phone. WhatsApp, your browser on your mobile phone. It will take you right into the WhatsApp group. Have some backstage access. If you're dealing with any one of these issues that we've been talking about, you need coaching. All right, engage us. We can help. Okay, you can send an email to ask@manofprestige.com. If you're not ready, just download the books. Okay, download the books. These are books you need to read 10 to 15 times. These 2 books, each one of them you need to read 10 to 15 times. Number 1 red flag: if you're in a marriage situation, get my marriage back. Okay, get your life back, more like it. But number 1 red flag. Okay, a ton of stories, nuances, so you can learn how these things work in real life stories. Okay, everywhere. All right, drink some water. Please drink water to allow this sugar high off. Okay, I will. Thank you, brother, and everyone in the chat. I appreciate you, Marriott. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hopefully, you've been enlightened. Hit the like button though before you leave, or if you haven't done so, hit the like button, share, subscribe to the channel. Share with everybody. Let them know that we're having a good time here. Hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.